What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting week of Overwatch. This is week 6 for Overwatch University League, and I'm so excited to bring you guys the Desperados and the blue team. This is going to be a great game. My name is Tough on Dirt, Gentle on Carpet, and today I'm joined by True Moo on the camera. What's going on, True Moo?
Nothing much.
And I'm also joined by Feeney. Feeney's going to be my co-host. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Thanks for the introduction.
Go ahead, right off the bat, Feeney. Tell us a little bit about these teams and tell us what you know about these guys that you got a little bit of a chance to talk to and interact with.
Yeah, so we're starting off with Desperados, which is blue team. Just to give you guys the map order, we're going to have Gibraltar first, as they already decided. And then we're going to have either Dorado or Hollywood next, depending on what Desperados picks. And then the neutral map should be Dorado, but that might change if Dorado gets picked on the second time. One player to watch is on the blue team, like the actual blue team name, is Sayoran. He is master right now, and their average SR is 31-39. So watch him, as he's the highest rate on their team, and he also plays the playmaking heroes. Plays a lot of Zarya, plays Pharah, and Tracer, so it's a very, very big pool and is very flex. So look to see him to tear things up. On the side, Desperados, we have a pretty more average SR, but it seems that they can run a pretty solid dive comp. We have Kitsune Kera, is good on Winston, and we also have Ultra that seems to be pulling out Genji in competitive successfully as well. So look to see them run a dive on either Gibraltar or the other maps.
Let's see if there's anybody in the chat who actually knows people on these teams. Let us know who you guys want us to watch, and let us know who you guys want us to keep an eye on. Now, what is the first map that we're going to be hopping into here, Feeney?
The first map we're going to hop into is Gibraltar. And if Desperados does run a good dive comp like I think they can, then I think it's going to do really well on their side here. Especially if Kitsune Kera is able to position himself on Winston, taking those really tricky high grounds, whether it be like through the underpass or through the hangar area, then I think it'll be good.
Nice. Now, let's take a look here. I was noticing a really big, important component of every match that I see is always number one, the icons of all the teams. They have to be the same icon, or they at least all have to be gold. And I'm noticing that blue team is kind of losing this battle here.
Oh, yeah, Desperados almost has it, but the Hanzo's not golden, so almost there. But A for effort.
Like they all have the Hanzos, they're all golden except for Kitsu. No, I guess I say Kitsu. I'll just call him Kitsu. Kitsu's got the regular one, so minus points for that. But I mean, compared to blue team has got to get their gold together. They got the American flag for Homie G, but with a name like Homie G, I doubt he's going to change it, man.
I respect that.
Oh, go ahead there, Feeney.
Oh, no, I was just saying I respect that. Everyone has gold icons nowadays, and I kind of wish to just change it to something else just to go against the grain. So I respect that for not going gold icon.
That's true. Maybe he's a rebel. I would like to see him play some rebellious classes, too. Maybe he's going against the whole meta of the game. That'd be interesting.
Oh, yeah, maybe he might play Symmetra on offense. You never know.
That'd be so cool. Or pull out the random Torbjorn on offense or defense. I would just love to see it.
Oh, Torbjorn would be pretty nice, actually. I think our next match, not this match, is we have like an 80% win rate Torbjorn. So I'm excited to see that.
Oh, that's going to be awesome, dude. I wonder, I do wonder if they play him on offense as well as defense, or do you think he switches on offense?
It looks like he plays both offense and defense, actually.
That's going to be cool.
I forgot who the player was, but he played it on Route 66, and I think that might get picked on Torbjorn, so we're going to have to see if the Torbjorn does get pulled out. I'm personally excited as well.
It looks like we got a couple people in the chat saying that Kitsu is actually a pretty good guy to keep an eye on as well. And whoever's Genji, they said whoever plays Genji is going to be a good person to watch. So we'll watch whoever plays Genji as well for you guys. I'm looking forward to getting this match started. Looks like we're getting ready to go here in a second. Was there anything else you learned about these two teams? Anything else that we should know there, Feeney?
Yeah, other than keep an eye on Siren and watch out for Kitsune. Obviously, things I got in chat for watching out. Those two are the ones that I would watch out for, as well as the Homie G on that main tank on the side of Desperados. Also looks like he could beat Terra as well. He plays a lot of experience on Reinhardt, especially in Season 4. He played like 70 or so games. But he could be practicing as Winston during scrims as well, so they might have a dive up their sleeve. We don't know, but so far it looks like we've only seen him play Reinhardt. But he does have a lot of experience in that Reinhardt, so look to see him do damage on that as well.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing these teams get in there very quickly. Oh no, Galaxy actually switched. Oh, they're switching their icons. I wonder if it's gonna go. What is this? Is this May's little thing there? Yeah, they're all going May's thing.
Yeah, what is that called? I actually don't know what that's called.
I guess it's her ult baby.
that's really a dub now. Ult baby.
Ult baby. May throws out her ult baby. Everyone's frozen. Huge defensive play.
I guess Desperados hurt us because now they changed their icons. Now they're good. Now they're definitely gonna win.
We still do have the Rebel, Homie G, hanging out there, and we still are waiting for one more guy to come in from the blue team. In the meantime, do you want to take a look at these guys' SRs and tell us what you think about these team comps so far?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said before, blue team has a more spread. Like Siren is master, and then we also have Mr. Doctor Man, like 32-39. So yeah, it's a little bit even, but Siren is definitely the player to watch there, as he is the master player. Well, Desperados seems like they have a more balanced SR spread, with Pray4GG like on 30-31, Wolfer on 29-58, while their average SR is like 3100. So overall, Desperados is a little bit more balanced, but on blue team side, look to see like a few more key players carry their team or contribute more, respectively. It looks like we have Foggy coming in here. It looks like we are about to start soon, getting into Gibraltar. Tough Under, how do you think this is going to go on this map?
So let's think about it. Gibraltar is a full payload map, so we should expect to see a very tanky team on the offense, possibly, and more of a dive comp on the defense, possibly. But I'm trust me, guys, I am totally new to this game, so don't take my word for it. But that's what I'd expect to see. If we saw somebody probably with a really strong Reinhardt from both sides, especially on the cart though, because Reinhardt is very good at pushing carts. So that's what I would expect to see from Gibraltar. I do like Gibraltar as a map. I think it's a very interesting map to play around. You got a lot of side routes and side flanks to work with.
Yeah, I think they are going to run. Yeah, no, I agree with you. If they are going to run that Reinhardt on the cart, and if the blue team is just going to run like just a straight up death ball, then I think they'll work out really well, especially with Homie G having more experience on that Reinhardt. So I think if they are going to run that death ball, you just push the cart, not running Winston or Genji or anything, and just have Siren go make the plays with Pharah and Tracer, then I think it'll work out for them. But if Desperados does manage to pull out the dive and not only pull out the dive, but also just target certain players specifically correctly, then I think they're going to have a hard time, because the dive comp in today's meta is just so strong. But we're just going to see how they're going to play it around it.
Dive comp is very strong, but it does take that basic focus, right? Each team member has to know exactly who they're taking out, and they have to take that person out. You can't. I've seen a lot of games in the past week or 2 weeks where one person will fight one person, another person will fight another person, and they're not diving in the same direction, and they don't get the kills. Yeah,
and that's really hindering, because if you do that as a dive comp, like just player per player, like it's just not as strong as a death ball. So if you're not gonna run that coordinated dive comp, it's really hard for you to come back, because if you run that dive comp successfully, then it's gonna be really easy for you to get an ult advantage and go on through. But if you don't, then you're just gonna get wiped out. It's really hard for you to come back from that.
Speaking of which, I haven't seen a lot of death ball lately. I've seen a couple of death balls here and there, but really I've been seeing a lot of divey comps, maybe a couple tanks, but never really a death ball. Have you seen a lot of death balls in the past matches you've casted, man?
I've seen actually a lot of Orisa come out, especially with her buff that reduced her shield from 12 to 8 seconds. And then as well as just her damage mitigation is really nice. Like if you just pop it and just deploy shields as you go through, like that ball is really nice, because it's actually more mobile as the shields have less cooldown, and you can just push in with Orisa on the front line, deploying shields as you go. So I'm actually seeing that a little bit more. But the dive comp is just so strong right now, because when you're attacking coming in, it's really hard against a coordinated team.
Let's see, it looks like teams are just hanging out. Speaking of, you said a Orisa buff. When did that come out? Was that recently, or was that a little while back?
It was like the latest patch, actually. So it's pretty recent. So people are still experimenting with it, but it's still, I think it can be viable.
I actually saw an Orisa play the other day. I think Orisa's pretty strong just because her shield, compared to Reinhardt's, for example, she can just throw down her shield, let it get taken out, and immediately have another shield. Reinhardt has to wait around for a couple seconds to get his shield back. And so, of course, Reinhardt's shield is mobile, so there's pros and cons to both of them. Gameplay, I think it's very interesting, and it does stray a little bit from that meta of Reinhardt.
Yeah, especially with Reinhardt too. Like if your shield just breaks, then you have to lower it down, and just wait for a bit, and you're pretty much useless at that point, right? I mean, you can body tank, but it's not ideal. So it's really nice about Rissa. You can throw down shields as you move, whereas with Reinhardt, if it breaks, then you gotta wait.
Take a look here. Could you, while we're waiting on it, man, could you tell us a little bit about the interviews that you gave these guys, and maybe tell us about a couple questions that you asked them?
Yeah, actually, Trumo did the Q&A, and I'll let him pop in and just see what he thinks about the teams and how they've been going before.
Yeah, I interviewed each of these two teams, the same questions, maybe a little different from each team. But from Blue Team, the captain, his name is Mr. Dr. Man. I asked him, first question was, how did you get the name of your team? And he replied to me, to be honest, it seemed like a good name to help mess up the casters. When we were blue side, it was no problem for them. But when we're on the red side, it'll make it harder for them to call us Blue Team. And sadly enough, they're on the red side, attacking on Gibraltar. But the second question is, how did you feel about your team when you first met them? He put, really good actually. I have known two of these guys for a while. One of us played main tank and the other DPS and I support. So we already had a good knowledge of roles right here. The guy we picked up from Reddit turned out to be pretty good and then meshed with the team better than I thought would have. So basically, he had two people on the team and then just picked up a random guy and the rest from rosters and had a pretty good team. And then from Desperados, how did they get the team name? Back in Overwatch University Season 1, none of the teammates could think of a great name. I wanted something like overly supportive because we had 3 support mains back then. But one guy just said Desperados, and everyone preferred it over my idea. Cry. But for Overwatch University League Season 2, half of the roster has changed. So they just kept the name. And then for the second question, how did you feel about your team when you first met them? Season 1 was randomly selection, so he was a little doubtful. But then he liked his roster, and then Season 2 he felt extra excited because he personally picked them, recruited them from Discord servers they had.
Cool, good deal, man. It sounds like both teams really didn't necessarily completely meet all together. They actually kind of met each other online, which actually gives you a different dynamic than if you knew the person face to face. And so that'll be very interesting to see how these teams play it out with that.
Also, these team names that get made up are not very elaborate stories, which I really like. The blue team just to mess with stat casters, and Desperados I don't know, someone just made it up. So I actually like those stories. It's not too elaborate.
The blue team one's so mean. I feel like I'm personally worried now.
No, when blue team goes on attack, I'm ready. I'm not gonna mess up. Just to give you guys an update, it looks like Foggy is jump starting a car right now for his family. So that's why we're having a delay right now. But once he gets back helping his family jumpstart the car, then we should be good to go.
In the meantime, guys, let me give you a little bit more information about Overwatch University. We all represent Overwatch University here on this stream, and basically this is a place where you can find casters, you can find scrims, you can find teams, you can find team members if you have a team, you can find coaches, you can find anything you need if you want to be in the competitive mode of Overwatch. And this is really where you get to learn, where you get to grow, and that's why we call it Overwatch University. If you guys want to learn more, or if you guys want to become a part of the community, you can visit our website down below. You can join our Discord down below. And really, this is literally how you get into this kind of stuff. I started casting, and these guys started casting about 3 weeks ago, and we're already in on the scene, already on the show. And that's really because we just hopped in the Discord and really said, hey, this is where we want to be. This is what we want to do. And they got right on it very quickly. They're very professional, very good to work with. And if you guys need anything Overwatch related, hit up Overwatch University. But yeah, those are the guys we work with, and we would love for you guys to hit that follow button in the top right corner there.
Yeah, this is a great community. I know Kabooks has a team participating in the league, and he has had a great time with it. He's the captain of XLCR, and he just told me nothing but great things about his teammates, about the experience and everything. So if you want to compete, definitely sign up next season. I think it's about to start in about a month or two. Get your friends, get a 6-man team going, and just compete. It's a great time. You learn a lot. So thank you, Overwatch University League, for providing this opportunity.
And so, what tier are these two teams? Do you guys know there?
Yeah, so these are Division 6 teams. So these are like low diamond, mid diamond-ish. Some players are higher than others, obviously, but the average is a diamond team, essentially.
And what is the next? So after this battle, is this a crucial battle? What's the next step for the winner who takes home the win in this fight?
So after this whole match, I'm not sure what the brackets look like, but I think after that, Desperados, I'm not sure what the win record is, but I think after that, there's going to hit up another Div 6 team for next week, and then whoever wins that is going to move on and get into the division finals, because I think Desperados is pretty high seeded on their division here.
Yeah. So this is like a semifinals game for Div 6, essentially.
Yeah, essentially. And then the next match is Resmi Ana versus Rather Be on Stardew, and that's going to be a Division 20 match, just to give you guys a sneak peek.
Ooh, that's going to be fun, because I've actually casted for both those teams. I especially like the Stardew team. I honestly just like their name, Rather Be playing Stardew. But
apparently they got their team name because they all played Stardew Valley a lot. So, like I said, these team names, how they make these up, are very good stories. They're not very elaborate, and I like it.
I'm already in the shower. Don't. It looks like the guys in the chat are just getting ready for a little bit longer. Sorry for the delay there. In the meantime, we might just hang out and chat a little bit until we're ready to go. What do you guys think of the new anniversary that we've had so far?
Me personally, I love the new anniversary. The soldier skin is one of my favorites, and I just bought it right away. And it looks really good with the golden gun, so that's why I bought it right away. But God. Yeah, and the 3v3 is actually really nice. I really like it because it's really fast to get loot boxes versus like doing mystery heroes or total mayhem. So overall, I'm really enjoying this anniversary event so far.
I've actually haven't been doing as much double XP as I've wanted to with this weekend, actually. But it looks like we are getting into the first map here. It is going to be Watchpoint Gibraltar. I'm excited to see this, and let's see which teams are, what the teams are going to be pulling out. What kind of team compositions are we seeing right off the bat there?
It looks like blue team is running some sort of dive. They are running Winston, or not Winston, Hanzo here. They might just be throwing me off. But meanwhile, on the Desperados side, we are running Katsuna Kira on that Reinhardt. We have Lone Wolf Co. actually on that Symmetra. I'm not sure how Symmetra's going to work out if they do decide to run it on this map. But it looks like they might just switch off here into a Torbjorn, which I actually really like on this map. If you're going to cover the high ground or on the ledge right before the hangar, Torbjorn can be really good for just putting a turret there and covering this underpass area that they come up from. But it looks like they're not going to opt for that and instead just go for a pretty standard death volley type of lineup with Junk right here actually. So, and meanwhile on the attacking side, I'm not sure, but it looks like they are going to be running Hanzo and probably at Mercy and Zarya for sure. But the rest of the comp is up in the air still.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. It looks like if you actually go into the blue team's room right now, they're actually doing their ritual of turning the sign as fast as they can. It's pretty funny.
Wow, you can put the shield on? Oh, I learned something new today. Oh my god, I didn't know you could do that.
I love watching the rituals that each team goes through in the very beginning of the game because it kind of tells you the team dynamic. It kind of tells you how close they are. I see a lot of teams that don't have a ritual, they just kind of hang out. But teams that really have a ritual and really, do something together right before the game starts really shows you that they have a lot of time together. They just like being with each other, and overall they're gonna have a good time.
Yeah,
we're gonna come in right to the cart here with Team Blue. Team Blue is pushing very well. We do have Team on the top, as you can see. They're really just gonna hold this top point. The cart usually gets pushed here very quickly to the bottom.
And Bayford GG's got a huge anti-heal there. I'm surprised that Desperados didn't jump in there. They finally jump in now with a nice charge. But it looks like Katsuna Kira gets taken down by Hanzo immediately, and as they push on through, they're still resisting it here, but it looks like most of them are going to get anti-healed, but Desperados is going to hold on pretty well.
Desperados is holding on pretty well, but they do fall apart there in the end. It looks like we do have 3 down for Desperado, and their soldier's actually gonna have to fall back. Winston is coming in on the top here. We do have D.Va coming in from the side room. She's gonna try to get a little bit of damage, but she has a Winston on her back. Zarya on her back too, gets taken out of her mech immediately and taken down. They're gonna have to fall back pretty quickly here. Soldier up top trying to do a little bit of damage, but this cart looks like it's gonna get to the first point pretty well uncontested. Actually, Winston hops in there and does a little bit of a stop there. Lucio and Anna on the point as well. Genji coming in as well. Oh, very, very early ult coming in there from team Desperados, but looks like they are gonna finally take that point.
Yeah, that was a really fast pick by blue team. Coco did a really good job there, just getting all the kills he needed with that scatter arrow. When Desperados got a really big anti-heal, I was really surprised that Desperados didn't just jump in, because that was really their chance to just wipe them right there and then. But they jumped in a little bit too late, and once they jumped in too late, it was really spread out too, and as a result, Desperados just got wiped out there, and then they're passed.
We do have Desperados still hanging up on top once again. Winston's gonna jump in, try to get a Mercy or a Hanzo kill if he can. Is actually fighting the other monkey as well, but then D.Va's ult comes out and clears the point a little bit there. Desperados are gonna hold this point very well, but ooh, nice res comes in from Ross. So very nice. That's going to be a boost for the blue team here. They come in with the Lucio boop as well. Lucio is going to break it down and really take out the enemy Lucio. Desperados as Lucio goes down. Kitsu goes down as well on the point, man. It looks like the Team Blue is really holding their stuff together and pushing this card extremely well. Yeah,
Team Blue's doing really well. Ross deal with that nice triple or 4-man res was really good because top Nano boost. But looks like Dragon Blade is going to come in. They're going to try to defend this card.
And they're defending it pretty well. Galaxy breaks it down, and Genji comes in with his ult as well. Also doing a lot of work on the point. Really takes out the Winston. Oh, that's a triple kill. Looks like Ross goes down as well. Kitsu in the background trying to get Zarya. Is Zarya going to go down? Zarya does go down for the blue team. That was a very well-held defense. Looked like they were going to fall back there, but they took the card back with a slam.
Yeah, Ultra came in, and they saw the blue team was really split. And once he got a quick pick on Mercy, it was really hard for Desperados to come back. Because if they were together, then they could have pushed through. They still had Tactical Visor and Primal H, and they could have pushed through easily if they just walked right into the payload together. But unfortunately, Ultra just got the upper hand by diving into Mercy with that Dragon Blade, and it was really hard for Blue Team to come back from that fight.
Of course, we do have an ult advantage from the blue team now that they have fallen back from that fight. Maybe they wanted to build that ult a little bit, let the ults of the Desperados fall out a little bit there so they could build up their own, but it looks like they're going to come in now and use those ults. There we go. There he goes. Oh, huge combo. Well played from Zarya and Hanzo there. That's going to be a 3-kill, and that's going to mean the defense is going to fall apart here very quickly.
Man, that was textbook like Graviton Surge into Hanzo's ult there. That was really good. Pretty much on the corridor too, but it looks like Wolfer is still trying to fight back, taking both Hanzo and Lucio. And pretty much Desperados is still trying to hold this, but blue team gets a nice 2-man rest. Tactical Visor gets popped, trying to take out Ultra, deflecting it off. Still alive, but does manage to get taken down by Sire Run. It looks like blue team's going to clean up the rest of Desperados and takes his point. They're not just quite yet as Desperados comes in, still holding on to Nano Boost. Winston's on the backline, trying to get this Hanzo Mercy. Couldn't get quite just yet. Mercy's healing out of Winston right now, but looks like blue team is still trying to push through as the self-destruct has popped from the back of Desperados.
Desperados really held it well there. I actually thought blue team was going to take the point, but Desperados did a really good job. Their Anna in the top was just doing a ton of work, and now we have Genji coming in. Ultra goes for the kill. Oh, gets taken down by Zarya there. That's going to be rough, man. Or taken up by Hanzo there. That's going to be rough, man. That's an ult loss there, but we do have Desperados holding up very well. We finally have Winston taking out the Anna, but D.Va and Winston are both on the cart with Galaxy. Galaxy's going to be keeping them healed up, and really it looks like both tanks are going to hold this point defensively very well for the Desperados.
Desperados pulled it off again. I really thought that blue team was going to just steal the point right there with their ult advantage, but Desperados managed to get a nice pick on either the support or just a key DPS. And once they do that, they just push on through. While they do get a little bit sloppy there towards the end, they managed to bring it back with a really nice play from their DPS. So great job there for Desperados.
You got the, oh, there comes another ult in from the blue team. Hanzo's doing a lot of work with those ults. We do have Soldier on the point as well, trying to fight a Winston and a Lucio at the same time, but it's really hard to fight a Winston, especially when he's getting double healed by an Anna. Gonna fall back a little bit and try to come in with that Tactical Visor. He does have that ready, and so he might be able to use it, but they are already 2 men down. This push may be a failed push, and yes, it looks like blue team's gonna have to fall back once again and try a third time.
They didn't manage to force any ults, but blue team is almost done with their ults here. Crocodile getting a nice pick on Wolfer there. They're not gonna push in because blue team is still regrouping, but still a nice pick. But yeah, blue team has three ults here still. And if Siren doesn't actually get a nice clean engage, then I think if we deploy Tactical Advisor at the right time, then I think Desperados doesn't really have a way to handle it unless Ultra dives in here with this Dragon Blade. So we're going to see how this plays out for Blue Team and Desperados.
We do have Blue Team coming in very quickly, but the Genji comes in with his ult once again. We have the Nano Boost coming on Winston as well for the defense, and it looks like the defense is going to hold up very strong here. Reinhardt's going to go down for the Blue Team. Everybody's gone down for the Blue Team. Oh my goodness. That was just a very clean wipe there. The Desperados doing a great job of really holding this point and coordinating their ults now.
Yeah, Desperados is doing a really good job with Ultra on that Genji. Blue Team doesn't really have an answer so far. They switch on the McCree, and they do have Winston, but when they do these fights right here up for the choke, they always get split up, and Ultra just has free reign on the back line. So they're going to have to really be coordinated and clean it up here if they are going to get past Ultra and the rest of Desperados.
And we do have Mr. Doctor Man and the McCree coming in on the point as well up top. Doctor Man finally pops his ult, gonna try to do as much damage as he can, but D.Va pushes him off the point. He's trying to shoot at Reinhardt as well, trying to get a little bit of damage in, but Reinhardt is too tanky and he can't seem to take anyone down. D.Va might go down here on the point, but she does activate her ult right there. That's gonna clear the point very well for Desperados there. We still do have a couple people up on the point for the Blue Team. Reinhardt's trying to go in and do a little bit of damage. Winston actually hops in as well. Huge hammer down. That's going to be a 2K. If not, 3K as well. And that's going to finally mean that the Blue Team has what it needs to get this point down. Winston goes to sleep on the point and is trying to protect it as best she can, but she's only one woman and she does get taken down in the end.
Great job,
Wow, what a push.
Yeah, that was a great push. Coco Dog really started off there. Still going off here a little bit, but he started off there by going on top of the plane and just getting a nice flank on Lucio. And then OWUL showing off his Reinhardt experience. He actually had Earth Shatter pretty much halfway through the fight, but he held it to the very end, and then once he pushed it, he got like 2 or 3 there. Really good really good Earth Shatter. And after that, Blue Team just pushed on through. So really good job from OWUL and Coco for making that happen for their team.
Very well done indeed. We do have Desperado and Blue Team engaging once again. Reinhardt v Reinhardt. It looks like they're both gonna charge. Actually, Desperado's Reinhardt's gonna actually fall back a little bit, but Lucio's gonna break it down for Desperado, so they're gonna have a little bit more defense on the point. Blue Team's really gonna have to fall back and wait for that Lucio buff to go down there. They're not gonna engage quite yet, gonna fall back just a little bit. What kind of push do you think they need to go for it?
I think that Blue Team just really needs to push on through here. Just either dive on in with this Fire of Mercy, or have Winston engage first, because they have the tools. They just need to be a little bit more coordinated here to take out their supports. Especially with Galaxy not having Sound Barrier here, I think this is a perfect time to push on through with this combo.
Winston is going to jump in and try to do as much damage as he can. Does get taken out fairly quickly there. Reinhardt charges in as well, going for the D.Va, going for the Reinhardt v Reinhardt. We do get a res come in from Ross there, and that's when the Genji comes in to clean up everything. He does get hammered down, though. Extremely good defensive hammer down. D.Va's going to get taken down, as well as that Genji there. And it looks like this cart's actually going to be controlled by the Blue Team. We only have a few people up on defense. Winston is finally... Reinhardt's finally going to come out of the point. Galaxy's going to come on the point as well. Galaxy in the back immediately, just actually hiding behind the cart there. Nobody really notices him, but a hammer down does come down and take out the red team, or the blue team. Unfortunately, it's going to put them... it's not going to be enough, really. We only have a Genji and a D.Va on the point. Huge! Oh my gosh. Huge ult coming out there from Pharah, and we do have a D.Va ult on the card as well, but in the end, the blue team's going to clean up here.
That was a great Earth Shatter by OWUL. When I saw that Nano Boost and Dragon Blade come down, I thought Blue Team was going to have a really hard time. And OWUL stuffed it immediately with the Earth Shatter, and that allowed Blue Team to push on through. It was really good Earth Shatter, because otherwise they were going to be in trouble, especially their backline there, since Ultra's been doing such a good job diving back there against Mercy and Lucio. So great job by OWUL for stuffing that immediately.
Yeah, I gotta say, that was really what got that push going. He not only got the Genji there and stopped him from really putting out the damage, but I think he got a little bit of the D.Va there too, and took a D.Va off the point. And as Desperados fell apart there, at the very end they were trying to trickle out there, and then Pharah just came in and really unleashed her ult and kind of hammered them back into their spawn. So really well done by the blue team. Desperados are gonna have to come back with some really good offense.
Yeah, and it looks like Blue Team is going to be... Desperados is going to be running some sort of dive here. And if they are going to be running this on offense here, they are going to be need to be very coordinated, because Blue Team has been doing a good job, especially with that Soldier and that Mercy in the backline. And if OWUL is doing what he's been doing, then I'm going to have a really hard time pushing on through this defense. So they have to be really coordinated here, especially with Ultra on that Genji diving in that backline.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing Siron play Roadhog as well. I've been seeing some just awesome Roadhog hooks lately, and Roadhog can really be a crucial part in any team if played correctly.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Roadhog is going to work out here, at least in this top part, since it's so hard to fight against that if you're in the offensive team and you get hooked up to the high ground. Then it's just pretty much going to be over for whoever gets hooked up there, unless it's like a D.Va or a tank or something. So if Siren makes this Roadhog work, then I think they're going to have a really good defense.
Yeah, you might have noticed that it looks like Team Blue is actually taking a slightly different defensive approach than Desperados took there. They're actually going to hang up on top of the bridge. The Desperados actually took a little bit to the right of the bridge there. And we do have Sauron actually coming in. He might come in and try to get an early pick. Gets the Tracer. Tracer gets down, taken down immediately. That's going to be a good pick for the blue team. Looking for more if they can. Genji's coming in from the right-hand side, but he can't really fight he can't really fight a Roadhog and a Soldier all by himself. Oh, nice hook from Sauron. That was an awesome hook, getting the Genji. And once again, really doing work for his team. The cart is going to be pushed here underneath the bridge, but they have already lost a couple players there. And so that might slow them down just a bit. The bridge is gonna get taken, but it looks like blue team is gonna hold from this room to the side.
Just to give Desperados there, just kind of letting them go through the underpass after they got that pick. The reason why you want to run that up top is because you can just rotate either forward or backwards. And once they got that pick, I thought they were going to come right in, but unfortunately they just decided to come back up. So I guess that was their decision, but it looks like it's working out as Coco Dog gets a nice pick on the Winston.
Looks like nobody's actually on the cart stopping, and we do have a Soldier on the cart now stopping a little bit. We have a huge fight going on in the computer room here. It looks like no casualties yet. The Desperados do lose a D.Va and do lose a Genji though, but their healers are still alive and well. Gonna escape here a little bit. Winston's gonna actually have to protect them as they make their escape back behind the bridge.
And this is good play by Desperados here on the side of offense. If they just have the Wolfer make a play here with Tracer, and Ultra almost has Dragon Blade, and you see what you can do with Dragon Blade. I think they can push into the server room, especially if the team's just going to hide out here. But it looks like they are going to come out, and they are going to try to fight the dive team up front.
Looks like Foggy goes ahead and breaks it down for his team. That's going to be a whole lot of defense. But now we have Pray for Eggs coming in as well with his ult. All the ult coming out there. McCree gets a huge kill on Genji. Very well done there. That's going to mean that Genji's ult is negated. Now we have a D.Va v Reinhardt on the chart. Homie G going in on Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf does get taken down. As his name entails, he is the last person alive, and he's going to fall back very quickly there.
A great play by blue team there, taking the fight to the payload. If they stuck around that server room, it was going to be really hard for them to push on through, especially with Wolfer and Ultra both having their ults. So I'm glad they pushed out against the team once they knew that they had their ults, because that made it that much harder for Desperados to get a pick since they were a little bit more spread out. So great play there by Desperados, and great rotation on them.
At the same time, I also got to talk about Coco, man. Coco came in with his ult the minute the minute Ultra popped his ult, Coco came in and used a High Noon, and High Noon just wrecked the Genji ult. It was awesome to see. We do have Desperados coming in once again, gonna put a D.Va ult on the point and clear it up very quickly. But here comes the hammer down. Homie G going in for D.Va if he can, but he really is all alone and has a Discord orb on him. He's gonna have to back off here. Galaxy takes that Discord orb for him. Roadhog gets a huge hook and does take out the Zenyatta. No more Discord orbs for Desperado, but Tracer's coming in the background. She's going to try to fight this Reinhardt. And Reinhardt v Tracer is not a very good fight. Reinhardt does get taken down. Roadhog is the last defensive person on the point. He gets taken down as well. And very well coordinated push by Desperado. They're going to come in here and take this first point.
Oh, but let's take...
Hold up. Just got a res coming in on the Roadhog and the Galaxy as well. Mercy does get taken down, but they might be able to stall this a little bit longer. Do you actually think that the res there was a good idea?
Yeah, it was a good idea, but unfortunately he did only get one. It was enough for them to push them back a little bit. The blue team really got split after that server room fight because once that initial D.Va self-destruct bolt got rolled in, they just went in all different directions, and Desperados was able to just clean them up. And you can see that they're pretty coordinated with their dive comp there, so great job by them for calling the targets correctly, even after blue team was all spread out.
I gotta say, that res, I was wondering about that res. Maybe we could have gotten more people, but it did stall the cart a little bit there, so you gotta give credit for that at least. We do have two Winstons on the point trying to battle each other out here. And it looks like everyone's really just trying to build up their ults. We do have Ultra with his ult as well, so he might pop that any moment now. He does pop that ult, and is he going to get anybody? He tries to go for the Mercy. We do have Lucio pop his ult as well, so that's going to be more health for his team. Doesn't quite get the Mercy. Ultra cannot get the Mercy with his ult, and he's going to actually have to fall back here a little bit if he can. Still going for a little bit of damage. Might get the McCree here. Gets a little bit of damage on the McCree, but it's not going to be enough. Finally takes him down and has to get back on the cart. It looks like we're not getting too many losses. We are finally seeing the defense slowly falling back. Desperados are making a great push here, man.
Yeah, Desperados is doing a great job. They use that Dragon Blade in tandem with that Transcendence, and then when they pushed on through together, it was really hard for Genji to get stopped. Unfortunately, if Rasta did have that res, then he might have been able to res it back, but it would have been really hard anyway, since Blue Team didn't really have any ults to stop that Genji and that Transcendence. So great job at Desperados for using both of those in tandem.
Well, we do have a little bit of a ult advantage to the blue team here, and they are gonna actually take out a 3K here. Actually had Tracer and Winston try to hop in very far from the cart, and they actually got taken down very quickly here by the blue team. But Desperados are going to push this cart up to the bridge. Tracer in the background, she's going to try to get a little bit of damage on this Mercy if she can. Winston notices her immediately and is going to stop that. Those shenanigans from going on. Winston on the stairs right now, trying to go for that Mercy if he can. Ultra's going in for the Mercy as well. Doesn't quite get the kill that he was looking for, but in the end, there is going to be a small battle. Winston does go down. Ultra might go down here as well. Ultra does take down the Soldier, though, for the defense. Very well played, but we really are seeing a stagnant cart at this time, Feeny.
Yeah, this is pretty much a stagger. That was a really long skirmish there at those stairs with Winston and Genji, and I think the other Winston as well. That was kind of funny to watch, but yeah, it was pretty much a stagger, and Desperados Blue Team is going to defend this for a little while longer. But however, on the side of Desperados, Ultra does have that Dragon Blade as well as Transcendence to back them up, and if they can engage cleanly with Galaxy here, speed boosting them in, then I think they're going to have a hard time on the side of Blue Team.
Ooh, we got McCree calls coming in. Let's see if he gets anybody with it here. Not quite anybody yet. And no, does get taken down very quickly there by D.Va. D.Va coming in and taking out McCree. Genji comes in and Hammer Down comes in as well. Oh, all the ults on the point. We do have a res coming in for the blue team. Winston coming in trying to do a little bit of damage if he can. Can't quite get the boops that he wants to, but is actually clearing off the point there. It's slowly getting pushed here by Team Desperados. Galaxy on the point. And we do have a Winston hopping in who's going to fight this Galaxy, or fight Galaxy and try to push him off. Galaxy does get taken down for Desperados. We also have Genji have to fall back on the point as well. Tracer is going to come in here trying to do a little bit of damage. But once again, the Team Desperados is really just doing a good job of keeping the cart with somebody on it at all times.
Yeah, Blue Team did a great job there of coming back. When they use Foggy and Lucio, just rotate back to the spawn. And once they were back with, Winston and Soldier, they pushed back up again, and Desperados ran out of resources at that point, and Blue Team just finished them off with, McCree and Soldier. So great positioning there by Blue Team.
Now it looks like we really just want Desperados to find a way to get in on this point. They do have a D.Va ult. They might try to pop that in a little bit. We have Winston coming up to the top there. Winston, or Siron, finally does pop his primal rage. He's going in on the D.Va. Can he get the D.Va? Not quite. And he actually gets pushed back very far. Notices Zenyatta, who's a little bit out of place here, but doesn't quite have the fight to go. Isn't able to take the fight to him, because once again we have another primal rage coming in from Desperados and a Genji ult as well. Genji's going to come in here and clean up and actually push everybody back into their spawn. Well played. Desperados are finally getting a chance to push this cart. It looks like it's going to pay off in dividends.
Yeah, it is, but Blue Team can regroup here in time. They might be able to hold it because Rasta is holding on the res. Homiji almost has Earthshare, so they might have one more fight coming out here for both teams.
We do have Zenyatta and D.Va's ult coming out on the point there. Unfortunately, D.Va doesn't quite get anybody she wants to, and Blue Team is going to come in here and retake this point. We do have the res coming in. That's going to be a huge res for Team Hammer Down as well. But we do have the sound barrier being broken by Galaxy there, and that's going to mean that their team has a whole lot of defense. Desperados doing a great job of staying on the carpet. Slowly but surely, Blue Team is trickling out still. They're still staying alive. They do have Foggy on the point, and he's just staying alive as much as he can. Mr. Dr. Man and Tracer now on the point as well. And although they're going to be taken out very quickly, they still are technically defending. We do have a Mei coming out of the blue team as well now, and she's going to be doing a great job of really slowing down this push and getting the kills they need. Winston coming in doing a lot of damage as well. Overall, this point looks like it might be held here. Ultra coming in with his ult. Can he get the kills that they needed? Does take out... Doesn't quite get the kills he needed, actually, but it looks like we still have a Winston on the point. Finally, Desperados are able to push. Ooh, Tracer still getting it. We're seeing Blue Team just trickle out here, but they're doing a great job, Feeny.
Yeah, they are doing a great job. They're still defending, but a lot of them are anti-healed now, and it's only a matter of time until Blue Team does get wiped out here, or will it, because Mei is doing a really good job using both tanks. Self-destruct does get popped onto the cart, and doesn't get too much, just gets leveled immediately. Desperados does manage to get 3. They are holding on to Winston and Lucy also. They might be able to take on whatever Blue Team has for them. And there's only a Baby D.Va left. If they ever take her out, this should be it, and they do manage to do so. They do manage to take the point.
Oh my gosh, that was so long, dude. They had a great job of...
Yeah, that was a long stagger.
of really just constantly getting back on the card.
And blue team overall did a pretty good job handling that Genji, but I think when they were trying to handle the Genji, it was more like just trying to make sure that their supports are safe. You kind of saw in the first point when they were just hiding by the server room or hiding by the high ground just to make sure that Ultra doesn't come around and take them out. And while it did work out for a while, they gave up a lot of ground doing so. Like if you notice, like after they get a pick, they would just back up into the server room when they could have just dive right in against them and took the fight 6v5. So I think it was a little bit playing too cautious against Ultra there. I would like to see blue team push on through a little bit more, especially when they have the advantage, because otherwise there's going to lose a lot of ground just playing a little bit scared.
Yeah, indeed. We actually have Ultra switching from Genji to Reinhardt. This is a very interesting pick. You think Reinhardt, or not Reinhardt, but Roadhog, do you think Roadhog's a more defensive pick in this case?
Yeah, definitely. You can run Genji on this side, but I think it's going to be a little bit harder for you to stay back and build your ult before they get past the underpass, since there's just so much, like blue team is just so well coordinated together that it's going to be really hard for Genji to do any damage and build any ult charge. So I think Roadhog here is a more value pick, since if you get a pick, then it'll pay off more than just Genji building up your ult and maybe getting a Dragon Blade kill before the hanger.
We do have blue team immediately coming out to the cart. You notice that once again, Desperados are holding the bridge a little bit to the right there, doing a great job of really putting the pressure on the cart immediately. Blue team does have Mr. Dr. Man coming in, trying to do a little bit of damage. He might come around this corner actually and get a kill on the Mercy if he can. Does do a whole lot of damage on that point, but is immediately going to be sighted out there. Isn't taken out, but does actually fall into Diva's shield there, so she's not getting too much damage. We do have the fight going on in the room there. Pray for Eggs goes down immediately, and that's going to mean that the red team really is at a little bit of advantage there. At the same time, we do have Desperados once again trying to hold this server room, but it looks like the server room might get taken out here.
Goku Dog got a huge pick on Galaxy there started off, and blue team is still going on the back of that. Mr. Dr. Man is still going off, taking out Kitsunera on that Reinhardt as well. And Desperados is having a really hard time after getting picked off by Galaxy. A great job by blue team for getting that initial pick and just pounding against Desperados.
We are into overtime now though, so that means any time that they hop off this cart is gonna result in them losing the game, so they really need to stick on the cart and stay with it. Mr. Dr. Man already coming in here and trying to do a little bit of damage once again, trying to build that ult. Does get that ult now, or has a 95% now, going for 100. Yes, does get the 100. So Diva's gonna have her ult, as well as Soldier and Reinhardt and Mercy for the blue team. So that's gonna mean they have the ult advantage in this case.
Yeah, it looks like both type of advisors are getting popped, as Wolfer is trying to get something off of this blue team here. Lulov does take out Coco Dog here, and it's going to be really hard for blue team to come back from there. There are two down. Well, the spawns are really close. It's going to look like Desperados is going to hold this on the point, but not too soon though, as blue team does pop Sound Barrier with Foggy on that Lucio, and Ultra's trying to push them all off slowly, but Rasta gets a one-man res, just trying to keep this card alive in this case, but does get charged instantly for it, and does get charged back. The Kitsunera is still on that Reinhardt. With that, we have Farah trying to get one kill on Wolfer, but gets taken down instantly by Ana on the top here. While Kitsunera is Ana boosted, they just have two more people to go before they actually defend it. Arshera does go off, and Diva does get demech, anti-healed, and this should be it. And she's the only one left. And she's in baby form here, and it looks like Desperados is going to be holding the point.
Well played. Desperados did a great job of finally defending that point there, and really just taking out key players in that fight.
Yeah, definitely. Blue team did a really good job of just snowballing from that one pick on Galaxy. I think Coco Under was on Soldier, and he got that initial pick, and blue team saw that. They dived right in. Desperados kind of got backed up in the server room there, not really knowing what to do, and they just got wiped out. And so blue team did a really good job of just snowballing from that initial pick, and I think that's what got them into the hanger.
So once again, we are going to see Desperados coming in here and really trying to push this card just slightly past whatever the blue team did. And as long as they can get that first point and a little bit farther, they'll win this match.
This is really critical too, because blue team has been playing a little bit too scared against Ultra and the rest of that dive comp, and they really can't afford to, especially since the point is right there. So they're really going to have to find those key picks and just go in on them. Otherwise, they're going to give up a lot of ground like they did 2 rounds ago, and they're just going to all of a sudden lose just from giving up too much ground and playing a little bit too scared against that dive comp.
Now, I do want to keep an eye on Mr. Doctor, because I feel like Mr. Doctor Man is going to be the guy. If he gets a hook on Farah, I want to see that. But that's definitely going to be... I'm going to make that call. I'm going to call that that's going to happen. And that would be awesome if we see it.
All right, let's see. I think he's going to get it now that you blessed him with your blessings.
God, I hope so, because that'd be awesome to see. We do have Desperados coming out here on the point very quickly. They have a D.Va up top with a Mercy as well. They're going to try to do a little bit of damage and really just try to sight out where the team is holding. Once again, the blue team is really holding far back here on the back of the bridge, and they're going to wait until that cart is about pushed under the bridge before they really start advancing. They actually are going to fall down here and go ahead and start defending from the bottom here, rotating around the corner. Roadhog is going to come in here, get a huge pick on D.Va. D.Va is pulled down the bottom there, but immediately gets out of that fight. Really nice pick there from Mr. Doctor Man. I didn't know your hook could reach that far, but apparently it can. He's going to come in here, see if he can get this D.Va on the corner. Ooh, barely misses the hook on D.Va. It looks like slowly but surely, Desperados kind of pushing this card in. They do have a Roadhog behind him and a Reinhardt in front of him, so that's a little bit of damage on the point. Once again, D.Va is hooked, but she has a Mercy on her, getting those heals. Mr. Doctor has to fall back, and actually he has to, can't take that fight to him. But blue team's doing a great job of defending right now. Desperados only got 3 seconds to push, and it's about to be overtime. What do you think, Beanie?
Yeah, they are doing a good job. They're not giving up the ground like they did 2 rounds ago, and they're just taking the fight to them. Homie G leading that charge. Kitsunera actually gets his Earth Shatter blocked by Homie G. Great job there. Ultra is trying to get 2, but Foggy does res 2. Tactical Advisor does come out the back here. Wolfer is trying to get somebody, but he gets Roadhog finally. We got Tactical Advisor on the side of blue team come out as well. But this is getting Defense Matrix by Lone Wolf Foe over here. Subdestruct does get popped in the front. Probably not going to get too much. Oh, actually gets Coco Dog way in the back there. Not sure if he was out of position or not. OWG does charges in, but gets jetpacked instantly actually because he had like no health there. Desperados is pushing on through here as blue team only has Zarya left onto the point. Zarya and D.Va here. But it looks like it's not going to be enough. They might just want to regroup here because otherwise Desperados is going to roll on through to the point.
It looks like they're not going to regroup. They are going to regroup, but all on this point before they can get the point. Raptor Surge does come in, but it's not going to be comboed with him, but it's just going to actually stall the point from getting pushed. But Desperados are really doing a great job of cleaning up here. Galaxy, or Foggy I should say, is really the only one on the point. And slowly but surely is getting pushed. Reinhardt does get on the point as well, but he's going to get his health basically taken down and die, and that's going to be the first point for Desperados. They only have to push it to this little square, and they'll win the game.
Yeah, blue team just needs to, not the nerves get to them, just regroup here. They have the resources. Homie G almost has Earth Shatter. Oh, Wolfer actually takes out Coco Dog on Soldier, and it's going to be huge, as it's going to be really hard for Desperados to push on through here. Wolfer does demech D.Va. He does manage to get away, but not quite yet. Gets in there, does push on through on Tracer. Rocket Barrage comes out in the back, takes out Homie G, and he actually had Earth Shatter, and that's a really big pick. I don't think they're going to defend it after that pick, because Desperados just pushes on through here, and blue team looks like they're going to concede that point, and that's going to go to Desperados.
Wow, well played. Desperados really just snowballing it after that first point there.
Yeah, definitely. And also, they could have had it there, blue team, if they just regrouped a little bit. Especially with Homie G almost having that Earth Shatter. And also the fight before when Zarya and D.Va were on that as well. But they panicked a little bit too much, and then they couldn't group up quite yet. And then they just got wiped on through there by Desperados. So a little bit unfortunate by blue team, but great job for Desperados for still pushing on through and still taking the space they need.
We do have ults coming in from here, taking out. Ooh, does get a triple kill. Very well done with his sword. Actually a quadruple kill as well, and goes for the Reinhardt. Very well done by Ultra. That's why he got play of the game.
Yeah, and Ultra just did a great job just doing that the whole fight, the whole game. Not as flashy as that play of the game, but he just did a really good job of diving in against that back line. Even if he didn't get a pick, he put enough pressure on them to them give up space. Like you saw in the last 2 rounds where they would just, back up as Ultra was around and they didn't want to get Dragon Bladed or they didn't want to get their Mercy picked. So great job there on Ultra for making a lot of space for his team.
And he really one thing that I noticed he did well was also just building that ult consistently. He always had his ult, and he would always just get behind the team there. He'd get behind the blue team there and really just set it off. He wouldn't hold on to it. He'd really just go for it. And if you build your ult that quickly and then you set it off that quickly, you're going to get a lot of damage in.
Yeah, and that's just the power of not only the coordination, but the power of that dive comp as well. Because once you get going, you get so much ult charge just from the few key picks, and then Genji, you can just have like Dragon Blades like every other fight, as well as Transcendence too. You saw that Transcendence get popped along with that Dragon Blade, and they blue team just did not know how to handle it. So great job on coordinating that dive comp, and they got rewarded for it with those 2 ults all the time.
So while we're in between games, let's hear a little bit more of these interviews that we had. Do we have a little bit more information on the teams there from True Moo?
Yeah, I think True
yes, we do, actually. Let's see. Okay. There's more questions, or actually wrong one. I asked 4 questions. How do you get the team name? How did you feel about your team when you first met them? How often do you practice with your team? And how do do you find it hard to work together with such a wide SR range? Let's see from blue team first. So for their question 3, which is how often do you practice? Blue team practices twice a week, not including like day practice, and they really want more practice. And from Desperados, they have a weekly practice, but they end up doing second practice per week. And then for the last question actually is how do you find it hard working together with the SR range from each team? For Desperados, they said, I don't think SR plays a big role in the challenge to the face. Their biggest problems are lack of communication when main shot caller dies, and enemy team being really good at picking their captain, which is, let's see, Prey for GG's. And then for a blue team, their SR range is, to be honest, I don't consider the SR range to be that wide. I think everyone on my team has the ability to get to Masters.
Yeah, good. That's a kind of good point there, because when the main shot caller dies, you can kind of see Desperados kind of, getting a little bit flustered there, especially like if Homie G does take out Genji and Ana as well, then they can't really recover, because they need those two off the back of those two picks. So it's kind of interesting to see that in action when their main shot caller does that, and it's a little bit hard for them to come back.
Pray for GG's. I was actually saying pray for eggs in the chat, but his name is Pray for GG's. I think both of them were pretty funny there. But it's interesting to note that both teams only practice twice a week. They probably practice a little bit more than that technically on certain weeks, but twice a week, it's very even in the practice. That shows in the games as we just saw them. They both went into overtime.
Yeah, definitely, and both teams are pretty even. It's just pretty interesting to see also how they play, especially with blue team kind of running that more traditional lineup, and Desperados is really trying to get that coordinated dive going. So even though they do practice twice a week and they practice the same, they practice differently based on their play style. So it's really interesting to see that.
All right, man. It looks like the next map is going to be Hollywood. What do you think of Hollywood, Feeney, and how do you feel these teams are going to approach it?
So Hollywood is going to be Desperados' main map, and I think Hollywood is really good on their side as well, since Desperados does like to run that divey sort of comp, and Hollywood is just pretty intricate, especially when you get to the saloon part where you have the roof to worry about, and you also have to worry about the banana alley as well, and you really need coordination to push on through those choke points, because the defender's advantage in that part is really big, especially if they take the high ground early. So if they are able to coordinate like they've been doing the past map, I think they're going to do a really good job here with that dive comp on offense. And on defense side, it's also pretty hard for blue team to push on through if Desperados is able to coordinate their attacks, since you have to push in through like 2 or 3 chokes. There's no way around it, right? And then so if Desperados manages to catch them by surprise, if blue team doesn't rotate cleanly or whatnot, then I think Desperados is going to have a really good time defending as well if they do choose to run that dive comp. So overall, I think Hollywood's going to be really good for Desperados, and blue team is going to have to play a little bit more cautiously than they would like to on this map.
I'm also looking forward to seeing the Pharah Mercy combo once again on this map, especially. There's a lot of open air in this map, and so I really look forward to seeing the damages coming out from the Pharah Mercy combos.
Yeah, Pharah Mercy is going to do well, because since blue team was running that before, and it worked out pretty well. I think the Pharah player I forget who the Pharah player was, but blue team was running that Pharah Mercy, and they were doing well. So if they do manage to decide to take the high ground and under the skies in the first point, then I think they'll do well on that Pharah Mercy.
We are going to come in here very quickly. Right off the bat, we do see Wolfer coming in as a soldier, Kitsu on the Reinhardt. We actually have Galaxy on the Sombra, or not the Sombra, but the Symmetra. Sombra coming in from Wolfer. These look like joke picks so far, but it does look like blue team is actually going to have, or Mr. Doctor Man is just going to go Pharah, and we are going to see a Mercy as well. So just like I said, man, this is going to be fun to see this combo coming out.
Man, blue team picks their name because they want to mess the casters. I don't trust the picks that they do right now, so I'm just gonna ignore what they're picking right now and just focus on the Desperados side here. I think Desperados is going to be running that Reinhardt and the Homie G for sure, and Mr. Doctor Man is going to be running that Pharah actually, and I think you're right. They are going to be running that Pharah Mercy and just take the skies and the high ground, and I think it'll work out for them since blue team doesn't really have the answers for it, especially if they're going to be running that Junkrat here. So if Pharah Mercy does work out well, or if you do manage to run that Pharah Mercy, then I think it's going to work out well since they don't really have answers for it on blue team.
We do have the changes coming out here. We finally do get a Diva from blue team as well as a Roadhog. And Roadhog is going to be a good pick, especially for Pharah there. We do only have a Soldier and Roadhog, or D.Va should be able to possibly take out that Pharah if they can focus her.
Yeah, D.Va is also a pretty good counter to Pharah. Like, not when people think of counters to Pharah, they think of, like, Soldier and McCree, but D.Va can do really well. Like, it's just shutting her down, since you can just fly up and just defense matrix everything, especially her ult as well. So I think D.Va will do really well. You might not kill her right away, but it'll definitely shut her down into the skies here.
Blue team coming out the car. Mr. Doctor going to go ahead and fly up with his Mercy. Going to break that gate very quickly there and go ahead and come around this side door. Really just looking to do a little bit of damage on the point. We notice that Team Desperados is hiding in the back there, all together behind Reinhardt's shield. This is a very defensive play. That means that they're going to hold that top area very well. And we notice right away that blue team has already rotated in and are waiting for the Desperados to finally jump in. And they do jump in. Reinhardt's going to go on the point very quickly and have a Reinhardt v Roadhog battle on the point. He's also going for, Reinhardt v Reinhardt now, but unfortunately the Desperados the blue team's Reinhardt does get taken down very quickly there. Kitsu doing a lot of work, took out the homie V, took out Mercy as well, and might take out the Zarya in the corner. Zarya's a little hooked, and bam, she does get taken out in the end as well. Well done there by Desperado, holding that first defense.
Great job by Ultra. He got like 2 or 3 key hooks there. One on Reinhardt, one on Zarya, and one on Pharah as well. And Ultra did really good work there. He only had 2 kills there, but those hooks really made it hard for blue team to push on through, since they were so split on that hook. And Wolf getting a nice pick on Mr. Doctor, man. That's gonna delay them a little bit there. Desperados is doing a really good job defending this top here, especially with Ultra on that Roadhog.
Once again, we do have Team Blue actually trying to come in here, but it looks like the Desperados have actually rotated out fairly far here. I've never actually seen teams rotate out this far, but the entire team has decided to push forward and really give blue team a run for their money. We have a Reinhardt v Reinhardt battle going on the point here. A hammer down does come out, but doesn't quite get anybody. Hooks come in, and Ketsu does get taken down. Pharah does pop her ult in the corner there, but it's not going to get anybody. Homie G getting, hooked by Ultra there, and Ultra ult does come out there. We have actually Soldier in the back here, Wolfer as well, cleaning up for his team. Desperados are going to hold the defense once again, but it cost them a lot of ults.
Yeah, it cost them a lot of ults there, and also they got greedy towards the end of that fight, since they I feel like they forgot that blue team also had Lucio as well, and when they didn't notice that, Lucio just speed boosted the rest of the team in and counter engage. And Desperados, while they did hold on to the Finn, blue team, that was a win for blue team, since they didn't really have to force anything out, and their spawns are right here. And you can see that in the ult advantage too. They are holding on to 4 ults. And Desperados had to use Earth Shatter and I think Whole Hog there as well. So Desperados gonna have a really hard time in this next fight against blue team stacked with ults.
Sauron actually switched over from Pharah. I didn't even notice that, but he's going to come in now with his ult and ready for the blue team. The combo is only for the Tracer, so you do have to wait for Tracer to come in. We do have a hammer down coming in and a sound barrier for the defensive team. So Desperados doing a great job of really keeping those guys alive and staying on the point now. We do have D.Va coming in on the point with her ult as well, and she's going to pop that bad boy and really clear out the point. We do have Ross and Homie G go down for blue team, and it looks like Zarya is going to be one of the few people left on the point along with Reinhardt, but he gets taken down as well. And in the end, we really just have, once again, Desperado holding that point.
Desperados held on really well there. Blue team, like you said before, had the huge ult advantage, but they managed to pull it off, starting it off with Homie G looking for the Earth Shatter, but Kitsu doing a really nice job baiting it out and also blocking it as well. That's one ult down. Also the Tracer Bomb in the connect as well, with just really good positioning. So great job for Desperados just holding up through. Looks like blue team is going to push in here, but Desperados is that tactical visor on the high ground.
And once again, that tactical visor is going to take out the Mercy for the blue team and the McCree for the blue team. They aren't really going to be able to push off of this, and they will have to fall back once again. Desperados doing a great job of getting those picks they needed, even taking out the Zarya as well. They are chasing and cleaning up with it, and that is going to be another failed push by the blue team.
Yeah, but I think that was not too bad though, since they wiped out 2 ults in that fight. So I think this is what the final fight is going to be what they need. Because if they didn't do that wipe, then they're going to go against 4 ults total. So blue team, I think, while they did lose that fight, that is pretty much what they need to do. And they're going to push in here once more with that Zarya and that Lucio leading the charge.
Zarya is going to almost get hooked there, but does get away from that hook somehow. Going in for the D.Va if she can. We do notice a little bit of a Reinhardt v Reinhardt battle going on in the corner here, but we do have Desperados finally doing a little bit of work. Foggy does get hooked by Ultra there, but Ultra isn't quite able to kill him. Foggy does get put to sleep as well and finally goes down on the point. And it looks like Team Desperados are still going to hold on. We only have a Tracer on the point at this time.
Wow, that was Desperados is still holding on. While Tracer is still on the point, it's kind of being annoying right here. They are gonna wipe her off the point, and they are gonna take the round. Well, that was a really good job by Desperados. If you didn't see there, the Graviton Surge actually got ate by D.Va, so that was the one of the 2 ults that they needed to connect to actually take that fight, and that was shut down right there and then. The other ult that they needed was Tracer. Tracer only had like 90% of Tracer bomb left, but she needed to get a pick there, but that also got shut down by Ultra's Roadhog. And Desperados, despite being down ults, they managed to get away with holding on to that point by just really good positioning there, like getting onto the high ground and rotating down to engage against them. Getting nice hooks, especially Ultra has been doing a really good job hooking key targets there. So great job for Desperados, doing really well in their positioning and winning fights that honestly it looks like they shouldn't have, just from the ult advantage perspective.
That's why this is their home map, guys. You gotta remember, this is the map they want to be on because they know this map the best. And basically, it looks like all they have to do is get 1 more point, and they are gonna be in it for this round.
Yep, and this point is going to be pretty hard for blue team to defend right here, especially if the Desperados keeps playing this way. And you see Ultra on that Genji and Wolfer on that Tracer, their signature dive comp right here. And if they do manage to catch them out and coordinate their targets well, then I think it's going to be a wrap for blue team. But blue team is going to be opting to run that high ground defense as well to go against that dive. And it worked out pretty well on Gibraltar's side. The only problem with that is that they gave up too much ground. But in this map, it doesn't matter too much, since you're just, defending 1 point. So I think it's going to work out for them. It's going to work better for them at least, but we're going to see if Desperados has a plan to go and to break that high ground defense.
We actually have Galaxy on the Desperados team, possibly going a Bastion. He just switched over now, so you might see a little bit of a Bastion play. That'll increase the DPS a lot, but at the same time, he's not a very divey class, so it might actually hurt their synergy here. Yeah,
they thought about it, but it looks like they are not going to opt to run it. It's going to run back their usual comp here.
Oh, they tricked me, man. But we do have Desperado coming in from the front here with the Lucio, boosting him up pretty quickly here. They're going to come around this left-hand side. Oh, D.Va gets hooked in extremely quick. Oh, my gosh. Winston trying to come in and do a little bit of damage and actually save his D.Va. But at the same time, that skirmish is going to cost him a little bit. D.Va coming in up top now, trying to fight off the Desperados. But Desperados are going to take that high ground very effectively. Once again, we have D.Va getting caught in the background by another hook from Mr. Doctor. Mr. Doctor's doing great on these defensive hooks, but it looks like we have Desperados slowly but surely coming in on the point. Lone Wolf's in the back, and once again, he is alone. D.Va v. D.Va on the point with a Reinhardt as well, but she's going to finally escape and get out of there. Blue team really lost a couple of key players and had to fall back.
And the defenses look really similar here, with both teams running Lucio and blue team rotating back from the cafe and taking their time, and then just taking out the dive when they need to. So the defense looks pretty similar here. They're doing a really good job of running it. We're going to see if blue team is able to hold out the rest of this round against Desperados.
Looks like once again Desperados are going to try to come in from the left-hand side. We actually have a Tracer going in the back if she can. Going to try to get this Ana upstairs, but does get caught out by the Soldier and taken out very quickly there. Winston going to jump into the top as well. Ana's going to try to get a little bit more damage on the wing if they can, but Lucio breaks it down for the blue team, and that's going to mean more defense for the defensive team. Zamyata comes in here and actually pops his ult. It's going to make it a little bit harder for the Desperados to die. Genji comes in as well. Ultra does get hammered down though, and we do have Big G coming in and trying to get a push on Genji, but Genji doesn't quite get taken down. Once again, we have a Galaxy coming in with his sound barrier, and that's going to mean that the Desperados are going to have a little bit more defense. It looks like D.Va's really the only one left on the point, and she's going to get taken out, but she does manage to pop her ult. Nobody gets taken out by it, though. And in the end, she is going to be left in her baby, or it looks like their defensive D.Va is going to be left in her baby form.
Yeah, it looks like Desperados does manage to close it out here. Blue team almost got it through here, especially with Homie G stuffing that Dragon Blade once again. But unfortunately, blue team was not able to regroup in time, and they managed to take it.
Very well done there. It looked like Tracer and Winston actually tried to jump in very quickly from the Desperados. Tracer got taken down fairly quickly by Soldier, but that was enough of a disruption for them to really go in and get the kills they needed. And we have Seth Ketsu coming in with the gameplay of the game. Let's see what he does here. Takes out the Mercy right off the bat. Going for the Roadhog as well. Possibly going to get the Tracer. Takes out Foggy as well. Very nice. Takes down Coco and finally hammers down and gets a 4th kill. Well played there. Ketsu was going off that entire game.
Yeah, he was. And not only he was going off, but he was also playing really smart against Homie G. The one thing I really like about Reinhardt is that it's pretty much a mind game at that point, right? And I think Kitsune really picked up on what Homie G likes to Earthshatter, because I think he blocked like 2 Earthshatters during that fight. Yeah, so great job on reading the Reinhardt, and great job on blocking those ults. And that was really key too, because otherwise they're going to lose. I think they would have lost like 2 or 3 fights if he didn't block those Earthshatters. It seemed like Desperados was always like down on the ult advantage, and those key plays like blocking Earthshatters and eating Graviton Surges on D.Va were what they needed to get the win against Blue Team.
Either way, though, guys, it does look like Desperados are going to take the first game, and congratulations to you guys, and well played, Blue Team. Overall, it looked like a great game.
Yeah, definitely. And we're going to actually bring our producer Trumu here. Trumu, what did you think about that last game, or that last match, actually, overall?
The last match was actually probably the favorite out of those 2 maps, because it should, like, both of them are both good at Hollywood, but Desperados is more better at it. But from what I saw, Blue Team had a good defense. It's just they had a few mistakes once the shot caller died. Like the captain said, once the shot caller dies, they can't really call targets. Once he died, they kind of lost the point. They couldn't really attack it. But for Desperados, they were good all around. They both focused targets, but they had some mistakes. But they helped each other get back up and won that game. But looks like we're going to our next fight. It will be Resmiana versus Rather Be on Stardew.
Yep, and that's going to be our next match. I think it's going to be a Division 20 match as well. Kind of going back on your point there, Trumbu, I agree with you, because when they were running that Fire Mercy on the first couple of pushes, after their shot caller died, it was really hard for them to get picks, especially with that really tight defense that Desperados was running on the cafe. And once their shot caller died, it was really hard to break through that defense and find out which targets to pick, because you have to be really coordinated to push in through that cafe. So you can kind of see their weakness there, but with time, with those 2 practices a week, I think they're going to get better at it. And if you're just joining us, our last match was Desperados versus Blue Team. Desperados won 2-0, and our current match is going to be Resmiana versus Rather Be on Stardew, and this is going to be the Division 20 map. And our first, I think the map order is going to be either Nepal or Gibraltar, and then either Kings Row or Lijiang Tower, and then if it ends up being a tie, we are going to go into Dorado here. Just to give you guys a little bit of background on Resmiana, their SR spread is pretty big, like ranging from like 1530 all the way to 3000. One of the players, Gialex, was actually getting subbed out by TLMO here, so if you see that, then that's going to be a little bit different. And look to see on the Resmiana side, look to see TLMO on DPS and Bri on support making the plays for their team, as their SR is a little bit spread, rather ranging from like 1500 to 3000. On this side, Rather Be on Stardew, it looks like they could be running a pretty good Pharah Mercy with Bruja on that Mercy and Demon Nessa on Pharah. So look to see either the dive on Resmiana or the Pharah Mercy on the side of Rather Be on Stardew come out on top.
Let's actually take a look at the SRs that we have going on in the teams. What kind of SRs are you seeing here, Feeney?
Yeah, so both teams are the Division 20 match, and both teams are around 2100. And like I said before, Resmiana is pretty spread, ranging all the way to 1500 to 3000. The one that was 3000 was GLX, but he is going to be subbed up by TLMO. And if I remember correctly, TLMO is at least Diamond, I'm pretty sure. Meanwhile, Rather Be on Stardew is a little bit more even, with ranging from 1900 to 2200, so they're a little bit more evenly spread. So look to them to coordinate more as a team better, as opposed to 1 or 2 people contributing really heavily and the rest of their team follows them suit.
Now, right off the bat, we are noticing that Resmiana is winning the icon game, guys. So I think our bros need to get a little bit better on the icons there.
Icon, yeah. Last map, when Desperados changed their icons, it was they 2-0'd the other team. So I think you're right, Tough on there. If they do have matching icons, then they're gonna win the game. You better tell them that fast.
Yeah, we don't want to go into the game immediately losing simply because they lost the icon match.
All right. And sorry, go ahead.
Hey, do we have any more information about these teams? Did you get a chance to interview them, and could you give us a little bit of information on what you saw there, Trumu?
Say that again. I didn't hear you. I was. Say that again.
Doing the do you have a little bit of the information you got from the interviews that you took with these guys?
Yeah, I do actually. Okay, let me pull it up. Let's see.
Yeah, I believe Trumu interviewed Resmiana, I think.
Both teams actually.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So let's do Rather Be on Stardew first. So no, actually, yeah. Okay, you said how they got their team name by bunch of people just started playing Stardew Valley a lot. Yeah. But the second question, which is how do you feel about the team when you first met them? For Rather Be on Stardew, I knew most of them for a while, and then they had like a Discord they played on, which was pretty cool. And then for Resmion, the name happened because they watched Hard Blue on Twitch, and then he yelled it out, and then they laughed a lot. When it came to the vote, team suggested it and won the vote. And then for the second question, their captain, I forgot who it is. I'll pull it up. Bruto and Galix, which is actually being subbed by TLMAO, were all North American half team last season, and the rest of them signed for NA, but they're actually like Asia and Oceania because of schedule difficulties. We split the team and started this new team. So I liked those guys right away, and the other guys we talked to were random, and it was pretty good from what they saw. But looks like we're going to have either Kings Row or Lejong. Killbooks will be happy right now if it was Kings Row.
Oh
Speaking
yeah.
of which, guys. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, guys, if you guys haven't already heard about Overwatch University, we're basically non-funded at all. We all just kind of do this with our own time. If you want to learn more about Overwatch University, take a look at the website or the Discord below. You can find casters, you can find teams, you can find team members if you are a team who's missing somebody. You can find coaches who will tell you how to get better at the game that we're playing. And overall, Overwatch University is about getting better at Overwatch. So if you guys want to learn more about what it takes to be in Overwatch or what it takes to be in the Overwatch community, check those websites out and leave a follow up top. It really does help out our cause here.
Yeah, Overwatch University is great. I know that Kabook says running a team, and they're doing a great job. I also do coaching as well on the side, and people I coach have been nothing but great. They've been open to learn, and they've been getting better too. So I'm really glad to see that growth. I'm really glad that Overwatch University is able to give us that platform to do really cool things like cast and coach. Because I know this is like a month into my casting, and I think I've gotten better. But thank you for Overwatch for letting me get even better.
Yeah, I've actually only been casting, say, 3 weeks or a month now. So you guys will notice that I get confused. I just get so confused in the middle of the game because everything's happening. And I'm like, what is going on?
Everything is always happening in the Overwatch fights. Yeah, it's hard.
I wish I could make the team name, like the names on top of the characters, a little bigger because I'm always squinting to read them whenever I go into third-person camera.
They're kind of hard to read, actually. I would like that. Those are please. And it looks like we are going to be starting things off in Gibraltar, if I'm not mistaken here. Looks like we're going to start Rather Be on Stardew, going to be defending first, and then Resmiana is left to attack first. And so, Tough Under, I think you said that you casted Rather Be on Stardew first. How are these guys like?
Oh, Rather Be on Stardew. I was wondering, like, what happened to their name. Okay, yeah. Rather Be on Stardew is actually, they're pretty fun to watch. This is a Div, it's Div 20, correct?
Yep, that's correct.
So these guys are a little newer to the game compared to like Division 6, for example. It's still fun to watch these guys feel out the maps and really get to know what the other team is doing. So occasionally you'll see a fluke here and there, but that just makes it more fun, in my opinion.
Cool. And actually, as a Google Stardew Valley, I had no idea what this game was, but it looks like it's a good game.
Actually, watching these guys, I know I said that you'll see a fluke here and there, but I am way worse than anybody you're ever going to see on a team. So I got to say, anybody who's playing in one of these matches is probably like 100 times better than me.
Hey, it's all about learning, Well, if you play, they can get better. Maybe it'll be Div 1 soon.
Yeah, but I'm playing Fallout, man. Fallout 4 is like my game right now. So
yeah, that's a good game.
Overwatch will have to wait.
And it looks like we're gonna, like I said before, we're gonna have Resmiana starting on offense first, and then Rather Be on Stardew defending first. We're gonna have Bruja on that Mercy, and she does play Mercy a lot in the competitive, like just in regular competitive, a lot. So look to see that Mercy pretty much the whole game, unless he pulls out something that I don't know about. And they are gonna have maybe a Pharah, maybe not, but Bruja is for sure going to be running Mercy most of the time. And meanwhile, on Resmi Ana they are actually running Ana. TLMO is running that Ana, as well as Scotty Knows might be running this somewhere, not sure, but it looks like they're going to have their little pregame ritual here. No chalkboard shenanigans, which I really liked actually. But
yeah, I really like that too. Do we see any shenanigans coming in from the Stardew team? Not quite yet. It looks like they're just going to go ahead and get their defense ready there. And in the meantime, we have Resmiana really just kind of hanging out. And it looks like they haven't picked the classes that they want to use officially yet. They're just kind of hanging out as Reaper and Junkrat and Symmetra. So we're gonna have to wait to see until the game starts who they really choose.
Oh, one thing to note is that Rather Be Unstarted is going to be running on Junkrat here. And Junkrat is a little bit more common on the these Division 20 maps, or Division 20 matches, and a little bit lower than that. But I think it could be effective, especially when you're going to go through that underpass. So look to see this Junkrat doing pretty good work if they do manage to get that lockdown in the underpass.
We have Resmiana coming in very quickly. They're already on the cart. Winston coming in here, trying to push the cart as well as he can with Lucio on the point, but they're finally going to come into some resistance here. Hombre coming on the point very quickly, or Haru, I should say, on the point very quickly, defending it for his team. It looks like team rather play Stardew is really going to hold this defense very early in the game, very in front of the bridge. We actually haven't seen that. We didn't see that in the last game.
And TLMO is over here in the back, just making a lot of space for his team. He only got 1 kill and maybe a few hits, maybe a few body shots, but he's just making space right here. As you see, Rather Be on Stardew has to drop down the underpass and has to fight under here, otherwise he'll just get sniped. So great job for TLMO for just making really good space for his team.
It looks like the defense is going to hold very well there. Stardew is going to actually pull in. Ooh, huge hook by MJ. Going to pull in the TLMO there and just take her out very quickly there.
Yeah, I spoke to his team. He's doing a good job, and he gets hooked instantly. So sorry about that, DLMO. I'll give you the curse. Well, it looks like we have Slot getting a nice pick on Liquid Box here, and they were going to push in, but there's going to be trading fights here. Rather Be on Stardew is doing a really good job just holding this underpass. They're really clumped up here, but it's really working out since Resmiana can't really push on through with their heroes. They're going to have to either switch something up here or switch up their strategy.
We have Burrito as Soldier on the top, really just trying to put in as much damage as he can. He's actually standing still and just straight up shooting down onto the Stardew team. And it looks like Genji's going to try to come in. Ooh, does get taken out by Junkrat there. Very good tire by Ringgold, but he does get taken out in the end. And slowly but surely, we are going to see a little more of a push coming in here from Resmi.
Yeah, it looks like Burrito took that high ground, and then Rather Be on Stardew was kind of forced to back up because they really can't handle Soldier from that high. We have MJ right here, just kind of getting slept, but Bruja does hold on to it, but he is getting anti-heal, so he might die on the way up, but they do manage to get out, even despite that anti-heal.
Now we do have actually TLMO switching over to Zarya, very interesting switch. What in the last fight made you think that switch was called for?
I think, looks like we have Dragon Blade coming out here as Earth Shatter does get blocked on the side of Resmiana. We have Harambe getting slept over here, kind of away from his team, and he might die here as the rest of Resmiana is all around him, but looks like he does manage to get out in time. We have Bruja getting one res on Ringgold on the jump right here. Might be able to get Zarya, but does manage to walk right out, and Rather Be on Stardew is going to be regrouping on the side here as Resmiana pushes on through.
Rather Be on Stardew is having a hard time actually getting all the kills they need, though. Zarya's going to get nano boost, and she's going to come in here and do a lot of work on that Mercy. Mercy's almost down. Can Genji and Zarya take her out? Not quite. Bruja does finally go down for Stardew, and that's going to mean that they aren't going to have very many heals left coming in. Lucio is still alive, though. Ooh, Roadhog does get taken down as well. Reinhardt Reinhardt's the only one left on the point now, and he's going to try to come in here, gets a kill on Bri, though, but doesn't get taken out by the enemy Reinhardt, and that's going to mean finally that team Team Resmi can finally get this push and take that first point.
Yeah, and you see TLMO there, he's switching off that Widow like we saw, and that was a really good swap because after that underpass area, there's really not much ground to cover, especially if you're going around this little corner here. So when you switch from Widow to Zarya, you're going to get a lot more value, especially when you're pushing on through. You're going to need those shields to get the people off the high ground, especially if you're going to run Pharah or Soldier or whatnot. So I think the Zarya pick is going to be really good, and it's going to pay off here as the Graviton Surge is probably going to get a pop once they initiate the fight under the plane.
Well, we do have Burrito on the top of the plane, trying to do a little bit of damage, but does get taken out very quickly there. He was alone on top of that plane, and so he had to stay up there. We do have a Hammer Down coming out on the point. That's going to be a huge pick on Zarya as well, but Zarya does fall back behind her Reinhardt shield slowly but surely we are getting the cart pushed, but in the end we do get a Pharah or Mercy res and a Pharah all coming out as well, comboed with that Zarya. But it looks like Roadhog in the end is going to do a little bit of a defensive maneuver here and really keep res off that point.
And TLMO didn't really get too much value out of that Graviton Surge since his team wasn't around. He did manage to get 4 in, but it was only him doing the damage, and with only like 40% energy, you're just not going to do too much against those 4. So a little bit of a waste there by Graviton Surge, and they're going to have to build it out more, and it's going to be a little bit awkward since the rest of Razmiana is going to get their ult soon, with Rocket Barrage about to go online, as well as Nano Boost. But it looks like it doesn't matter, as both teams are trading, but it looks like we're going to have Harambe started off with 2-man Earth Shatter.
Oh, Reinhardt does go down in the end there. Scott knows taking down the enemy Reinhardt very well. And we do have the ult coming out from Halomi, I think, on the point there. He's going to do a great job of keeping his team alive on the defense. But now we have Team Rez finally coming in. Roadhog the Reinhardt in the back here. Roadhog's actually going to have to get a heal, but he's just getting hammered down and is going to have to fall back. Rez, or rather be playing Stardew, really is falling apart here on the defense, and that's going to be the second point.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for them to go against the next fight because Razmiana is still pushing on through, and they do have ults. Like we have Nano Boost here getting popped onto Rai right here accidentally, and the boostio was not intended, I'm pretty sure. But it might be, who knows. But they're still pushing on through. They're still holding on to 3 ults, almost 4, with that Graviton Surge. So let's see Razmiana. Look for them to keep pushing on through here.
Rumbag goes down very quickly from that Nano Boost though, so Bry did a great job of actually taking that Nano Boost and using it to the best of his advantage. And it looks like slowly but surely we are going to have the cart being pushed here by Resmi. Stardew really has to figure out a way and figure out how they want to defend here.
Yeah, this is going to be really hard since Razmiana is holding on to 4 ults. And it looks like we have Graviton Surge does get popped. They do get 5 here, and you have the combo coming out. Rocket Barrage taking out Reinhardt and Jump right here. And Razmiana's going to push on through at the back of those picks.
Bruja is still alive though, but she doesn't have a res, not even close, and she is going to have to eventually fall back here as Team Res does come in here. Soldier Liquid Box is still alive, but he's going to get pushed in the corner by TLMO. Ice Player does come out on the point or from May, but it's not going to be quite enough there. They do end up cleaning up though. Huge hammer down coming in from Harambe or from Scotty though, and he does come in here clean up for his team, and that's going to be the cart. The third point push.
They got like a 5-man Earth Shatter there at the end, but it was a little bit too late, unfortunately. Yeah, that was a great combo, TLMO and that Graviton Surge, as well as Far with that Rocket Barrage as well. After those 4 picks, it was really hard for them to, to go up against that offense. They did swap on the stall heroes like Mei and Diva, I believe, but it was just not enough because they just kept rolling on through. Great offense there.
I gotta say, Bruja at that point did not have his ult either, and so he wasn't even able to res his friends that got caught in that huge barrage, and so really is perfect timing for that Zarya Pharah ult to really come out and shine.
Yeah, and he was positioning himself in the back just perfectly fine, but just unfortunately did not have that ult. He got a nice 2-man res before that though, but they were just like rolling on through really fast, and it was really hard for them to get res right back up. And we are going to be seeing Razmiana on the defense side, kind of running this sort of like Far Mercy for sure, and maybe Zarya as well. So there's going to be a lot of Far Mercy support on that defensive side.
Once again, I think we're going to have Ringgold possibly staying on the Junkrat for Team Stardew. Were you seeing any work coming out of the Junkrat? Because it's a very interesting pick.
Yeah, I saw some of the work get done. Got a few ults up. I think at the end there, the ult got shut down by Lucio, unfortunately. I think Ringgold is going to have a little bit of a hard time because their heroes on Razmiana's side is just such really mobile, and it's going to be really hard for him to take care of those heroes. Now in this round, it looks like they are going to be running, Zenyatta and Reinhardt, so it's going to be a little bit more targets for the grenade. But overall, I think Ringgold is doing a pretty good job. He's going to have a hard time against Razmiana's more mobile comp.
We only got 5 more sections to go in, guys, and so I'm looking forward to seeing Stardew do a great job of pushing this card. Already, we actually have a Reinhardt in the side room, you guys can see from Razmiana, so they might be holding up forward a little closer than you thought. Does get the shield and does try to get a sneaky charge in, but doesn't quite get anybody yet. This Reinhardt's going to get taken out very quickly there because he left all alone. Scotty knows, trying to get a nice little pick in there, but does get taken out very quickly. But you notice that at the same time, Resmi's taking this cart taking the defense on this cart very forward, and they're not letting Team Stardew get any pushes.
Yeah, Resmiana there, with all respect, like they should have lost that fight, especially after Scotty Nose just got taken out instantly on that Reinhardt, but rather be on Stardew. Couldn't finish it off with that Mei, unfortunately. They were trying to freeze him, and they were trying to freeze the other heroes, but Burrito holding on that high ground really well against them. So really good job for Resmiana for recovering after that Scotty Nose gets picked on that Reinhardt.
And you'll notice that Burrito and Sloth are getting their ults up extremely quickly here. The defense is doing a great job of building their ults, and we're gonna have the ults coming out of those guys very soon.
Now looks like TLMO does take out MJ here. And he only had 50% ult, so it's not too bad. But Harumbe is on the back here, almost a point technical visor, and he might be going around the flank, trying to take the supports out.
And in fact, Harambe does go out and take Burrito in the back. It looks like finally we're going to have Team Stardew pushing this cart fairly well here. But we do have a chance for Team, let's see. Sorry, Team Resmi to really get back and get their defense up again.
Yeah, especially with these 4 ults. They're holding on the res as well as 2 offensive ults and Transcendence. However, if Harome does get a nice technical visor on the supports, and I think it's going to be really hard for them to come back. And look.
Harambe, he's going to go ahead and take out Burrito. Takes out MJ as well. Going for Sloth. Takes out the Sloth. Going for the Zarya. Can't get the Zarya. TLMO does have her ult, or does have a shield. And that's when this huge Graviton Surge comes out with a res as well. Transcendence comes out and they're trying to block that. But Mei comes in and cleans up with her ult as well. That is going to be RBS actually coming back in together and going to have to make another push.
Yeah, that was a great play by Resmiana there, coordinating those 2 ults. We saw that 2 rounds ago too when they coordinated. Oh no, last round actually, when they coordinated those ults with that Farm, Mercy, and that Zarya ult as well. And so it's like they're really good at that combo. So great job for Resmiana for pulling on through and defending.
Looks like Stardew's really got to figure out which way they want to come in now. Looks like they might come in the back here, but they are waiting on Zarya. Zarya's in the back there holding him up. And it looks like TLMO is actually doing a great job of going to possibly try to come in from behind and do some damage along with the Pharah holding up this top area. We do have Reinhardt coming in and trying to do a lot of damage. Ooh, does get a nice charge on Scotty. Scotty is going to be stunned there, but Scotty's going to try to charge out that immediately. Does get taken down in the end, but both Reinhardts are down now for both teams. And it looks like Stardew is going to get a little bit of a push here. Sloth comes in on the point to defend it. And Mercy does go down for Team Stardew. That's going to mean that they're going to have to fall back on this push.
Part of that is that rather be on Stardew, it looks like they're running Zarya instead of Soldier. And that wouldn't be too bad, but they were running Mei, and as a result, they really had no damage to push up there. Resmiana just kind of wiped them out with that Pharah Soldier. Just a huge amount of damage holding onto that high ground and the air as well. So it's good to see that rather be on Stardew is switching it up, but I'm not sure if this is the answer, as they don't really have any damage to deal against the Resmiana side with Pharah and Soldier as well.
Once again, Resmi is really just trying to push the defense, or push Stardew off this cart, but Stardew's slowly but surely falling in. Mei does put up a wall and goes for the Mercy, but Mercy is going to stay alive. Has that shield there from TLMO. Rocket Barrage does come in, and it looks like actually we're going to get 3 kills on the offensive team there. It looks like that's going to be another team wipe. Defense doing a great job, but Resmi doing a great job of really holding on to this cart.
Yeah, and it looks like they are going to be holding on to, as Harumbe is the last one on the side, rather be on Stardew, and they are going to take the map. Unfortunately, Ringgold on that Mei couldn't block that Rocket Barrage, but he was looking for the Blizzard in the backline of Resmiana. I think rather be on Stardew was just a little bit on different pages in there, as some of them were on the payload, some of them were trying to find a flank in the backline, so it's a little bit unfortunate. Since if they are going to run this comp, it is going to have to be really coordinated, since they don't really have the damage to compensate for like the lack of coordination. So it's a little bit unfortunate for them on that side, but great job on Resmiana for getting some really nice Rocket Barrage combos out, as well as, you know, reses here on Gagaku.
Oh, is that a triple res? Ooh, very nice. Actually, it was a double res there, but that was immediately before the ults, all the ults started coming out. And so really that fight, that Mercy combo, or that Mercy's ult really started that explosion there.
Yeah, definitely. Like you saw after that explosion was that Rocket Barrage Graviton Surge combo, and that's what they needed to defend that point. They also got that combo off as well on the offense side, so they're just really coordinated at doing that, and it shows.
So from that match, what do we expect to see in the upcoming match? In my opinion, I think it's going to be the Zarya Pharah combo coming in from Resmi once again. I think that's going to be the key thing to watch out for, especially since really that was what their key pushes were based around.
Yeah, and I think if I was rather I'll be on Stardew, like you said, if like I see that Far Mercy, they're gonna have to figure out a way to handle that, as that is their like Far Mercy and Zarya is gonna be their backbone of the Resbiana, and another be on Stardew just has to deal with that. And while they did try to switch it up there with Zarya and Mei, I just don't think that was the answer. As you saw, they were either split up or they just straight up couldn't handle all the damage they were taking. So if I was rather be on Stardew, I'm gonna have to find an answer here on King's Row.
Kings Row is going to be the next map. This is actually a control point followed by a cart. So whose home map is this? Do we know?
Yeah, if I pull up, King's Row is actually rather be on Stardew's home map. So I think they are going to have a much better time here since it is their home map. And whatever composition they're running, I think it'll work out better. They did seem like they are fond of that Mei, so I think if they're going to be running that Mei, it's probably going to be on the defense side, since you can block off the choke in the middle, like the main gate, or you can block off Hotel. There's a lot of things you can do with Mei that's really good for her on defense. So I look to see them push on that defense with that Mei.
I was actually liking a little bit of the Mei play, but I would have loved to see something more to really fight off that Pharah combo.
Yeah, I think they'd rather be on Stardew. Who's going to be running on that Pharah combo regardless of their offense or defense, since they seem like they have the coordination to call targets and dive on them when they need to. So if they're going to be running it on defense, they'll just call them out, and if they're going to be on offense, they'll just dive on who they're going to call out. So I think it's not going to be too complicated for Resmi Ana's side, and I think it's going to come down to how does rather be on Stardew handle that offense or defense.
Let's take a look. In the meantime, it looks like once again we do have Resmi still winning the Icon game. Stardew hasn't quite caught up yet.
Yeah, and they have the anniversary icons too, so they gotta get on that.
Yeah, I do like the anniversary icons. They're looking very nice. It looks like we are gonna hop in the map right off the bat here. King's Row coming up. So tell me about King's Row and what you think the key factors are and the key points in the map are gonna be.
So on the first point, I think that Resmi Ana could be running that Widow once again. They did see pretty good success with TLMO on that Widow on the first little corridor going through the underpass, and I think Widow on offense on the first point at least is going to do really well. Even if you don't get a pick, you can just swap off. But if you do get a pick, you can really snowball that by capping the point and then going around this S-shaped corridor and using Widow to get the high ground there and getting pretty much a lot of space for free since you have that Widow sightline. So look to see if TLMO does decide to, he can be running that Widow on offense.
It does look like TLMO is going to go Zarya in the meantime on the defensive there, possibly just to keep that tank, keep that double tank combo going.
Yeah, and if they are going to be running this Pharah Mercy type of run up, and it looks like they're just going to be running Pharah and Ana instead, then they are going to need that Zarya to protect that Pharah, especially now since they don't have that Mercy. Since Sloth is doing such a good job with that Pharah, they are going to need all the support he can.
And I'm looking forward to seeing another huge Graviton Surge and Pharah combo, or even a Graviton Surge and Tactical Visor combo coming out of the Resmi team.
Oh yeah, for sure. One thing to note that I like to touch on is the Reinhardt play on both teams as well. Scotty Nose is doing a really good job of deflecting all Harambe's Reinhardt shatters. I think he blocked at least one, maybe two. But the fact that he was positioning himself to be on top of there just shows that he's with his team and knows how to go against that other Reinhardt. So look to see him go against Harambe and however they do their shatter dance.
So right off the bat, it looks like Stardew is going to come here up the right-hand side, going up the stairs. Harambe is going to jump down the corner, going to go around the top stairs again. It looks like they're going to take the high ground in this fight and really try to get advantage from the aerial view. We do have Pharah coming in, already doing a little bit of damage on the team Stardew, but they're going to have the Reinhardt shield, and he's going to keep them pretty well healed up here. They do finally get pushed off into a corner here. Doesn't quite fall off, but Pharah is behind enemy lines. Is possibly Sloth going to get taken out. Doesn't quite get taken out because that charge from Harambe just barely misses. It looks like Stardew is finally going to rotate into the point now. We do have Sloth actually take out Harambe, and then Harambe and the Reaper take out Scotty Jones in the corner there. But in the end, it looks like the Team Stardew is still going to possibly stay on this point.
Yeah, they're still pushing on to the point. Got a really nice pick on TLMO, and he's back on the point just now, but they do still have that Reaper, so look to see Reaper push on that Zarya. So Zarya is going to be having a really hard time against that Reaper. We have Reaper over here in the back, still not getting taken out, but we only have Rocket Barrage getting out on slot. Not really getting anyone, but does manage to get the space back for Resbiana to get back onto the point as Scotty knows pushes up against Rather Be Unstarted.
That didn't get as many kills as you wanted, but definitely pushed them back. But we do have the res coming in from Stardew. Brings back their Reinhardt. Reinhardt's going to immediately come in and charge down the TLMO. Possibly get killed there. TLMO barely makes it out of there alive. We finally do have TLMO coming in with the nano boost. He's going to come in here and do as much damage as he can. But huge hammer down from Harabu. Very well done. He's going to take out Kagu. Going to take out Burrito, take out Bri, take out Scotty Nose. And the res, or the Tranquility comes in just to clean everything up. Well played by Harabu there. That was probably the play of the game.
Yeah, Harabu did a great play there. They also set up really nicely for Liquid Box to come in with that Death Blossom as he was waiting in the back. While he was looking for supports, he managed to get everyone else that Death Blossom as well. So great job for Liquid Box and Harumbe getting those 2 big ults for letting them take the first point.
Is actually going to take this very early, very forward defense here, immediately on the card in this bridge here. They're going to come in and try to do a little bit of damage. TLML going in there for the Reinhardt. Giz going to have to fall back here, but does shield up his own Reinhardt. Reinhardt's going to come in here, take out Liquid Box right away. Sloth takes out Liquid Box right away. Also going to come in here and possibly really just push this cart back. Diva's taking a lot of damage as well, and Rez is just showing their dominance and saying, you are not getting past this bridge.
Yeah, they are showing their dominance, and they can too. They are holding on to pretty much all 6 ults here. Anna's going to get hers really fast. But meanwhile, they can't forget that Liquid Box is still on that Reaper, and they can get a pick on the side of Resbiana at any moment, so they have to be a bit careful in this forward defense. But in the meanwhile, they're just going to push their ult advantage to the max, and before Rather Be Unstarted gets theirs.
Huge Graviton Surge comes in along with a fully charged Zarya, and Farrah finally comes in and cleans up as well. That's going to be almost a full wipe there for Rez, and that's going to mean that Stardew really has to fall back, regroup, and then come together. Harambe is still on the point, but he's going to get taken out very quickly by the Zarya here. Zenyatta's caught in the room as well, does have to fall back. Oh, they maybe should have fallen back sooner because they were all slowly but surely getting taken down. Rez does come in, but it's not going to be enough. Once again, Mercy goes down. Reinhardt's still alive, but he goes down very quick. Oh, not quite. Does get a little bit of charge, but finally gets taken down very quickly. And Soldier's going to fall down here as well. I just saw TLMO do some amazing work, man. Yeah,
he has like, what, 100 energy right now? Yeah, pretty much 100 energy. And he's just cleaning up right now, just abusing that and pushing right on through. We have Rather Be Unstarted's Liquid Box up here, looking to make a play, trying to take out Burrito, sitting on that violet field. Still death rate up here and trying to take him down. It does manage to take him down. I think Rather Be Unstarted is going to be pushing on the top of that pick.
And they finally get a chance to push. The defense was holding very well there, but in the end, they do have to fall back. We do actually have nice kills coming in from MJ and Liquid Box on the defending Lucio and defending Reinhardt here. So that's going to be a little bit more of a pushing time for them. They might actually take this first point here. They're going to go ahead and try to take out this Reinhardt if they can. But it looks like they're going to take this point fairly easily.
Yeah, it looks like it. Well, TLMO is down. Looks like Resbiana does not want to fight without that Pharah Zarya combo here. But they might be wanting to fight. Scotty Nose does charge in, but I think it was a little bit not on the same page as Scotty Nose is now backing up against his team.
Ready for the defense though, so whenever they want, they will be able to really bring the fight to Team Stardew.
Yeah, Rather Be Unstarted is sitting on not too many ults right now. Looks like Death Blossom does come out. They didn't get too much value out of it as Burrito was already taken down, but it doesn't matter anyways. They are going to push on through. But they should know that Resbiana is holding on to all 6 ults. So unless they want to push on through here, it's going to be a little bit hard for them.
We do have the Graviton Surge coming out in a small room there, followed by a Bear's Barrage, but once again, that the coordination just wasn't as on point as you want to be. It does get a couple kills there, but it wasn't nearly as many as it could have gotten. We do have Reinhardt coming in here trying to do a little bit of damage and really keep the cart going, but does hammer it down. Very nice hammer down there from Scotty Jones, but can't quite get the cleanup there. Diva does go down, but we do have an ult coming out from Genji, so that's going to be more healing for his team, and really we only have the supports on the cart defending it now.
Yeah, and you see here that Rather Be Unstarted now has the ult advantage. Now they just pop back to the visor in the backline. MJ doing great work here. They don't really have an answer for him as TLMO finally takes him down. Rashard does get blocked from Scotty Nose, charges right in. Harambe is actually all by himself. Scotty Nose and Harambe right here. They're having a little showdown as the tank gets split out from Rather Be Unstarted. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is still pushing on through without Reinhardt. And while they do push on through, they only have Lucio onto the point. Burrito does pop the tactical advisor, but it's actually getting eaten by the Defense Matrix. And Hiromu is just cleaning up, getting 3 kills on the payload. 4 now, actually. And I think it's going to be Leonard and Stardew taking this point here.
TLMO tries to hop in, but just gets eaten up by that team. That's going to be the first round. Well played there by Stardew.
Yeah, really well played. Especially Resmiana was holding on to literally all 6 ults. And they still managed to push on through with really good positioning. You see Burrito in the back taking out Reinhardt, even after he got the Earth Shatter. You also get the Graviton Surge. You didn't really do as much since Fire was already taken out in the middle. And we have Earth Shatter getting blocked as well. So despite them having all the ults, Ratherbe and Stardew managed to just outplay them and just get all those ults out. And then once they got their ults, they just pushed on through with them.
I gotta say that what I saw happen as well was I think Zarya popped her ult inside of a room and Farah wasn't able to get inside there and popped her ult, and neither of them really got the kills they needed. And so Stardew was able to capitalize on that, like you said, man, and really just clean up from there.
Yeah, it was really hard for Farah to rock a barrage in there. And also, I think Lucio tried to cover it with Sound Barrier, but it was a little bit too late. Like you said before, the coordination was just not as you would like it to be. And they just kind of ended up wasting their ults, or just didn't get too much value out of their ults if they were using them together.
We did have Zarya nano boosted at that time as well, and really, for all the ults they used, I was really hoping to see some more kills, but at the same time, you live and you learn, and we're going to keep going here. Hopefully Hopefully Stardew can put up as good of a defense as they could in offense.
Interesting here to note that is that Ratherbe and Stardew might be running that Symmetra with Bruja running that. I'm interested to see this because I'm not sure. I've never seen Bruja actually play Symmetra. Mostly just playing Mercy this whole series as well as just in regular competitive Overwatch. So I'm interested to see how the Symmetra is going to play out. If they do manage to stop the first push and then kind of stop the second push, they can really get a nice shield generator out. Or maybe even the TP. That's going to be really big for Ratherbe and Stardew's defense.
I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. And we actually do have a Liquid Box coming in with the turret, so it's going to be very interesting to see the turret combo from Symmetra and from Liquid Box. Now we do have Team Resmi coming in very quickly here, actually trying to figure out where they want to go. Winston is ready to make the jump, so he's going to jump in here any second now with his teammates. But teammates looks like they're going to take the hotel, or I think it's a movie theater actually, to the right there. Scotty knows really is trying to figure out when he wants to jump in with his team. He knows that Symmetra's got some shields up. TLMO does go down immediately, but that's when Scotty knows exactly where the sentries are, and he's going to take those down fairly quickly from Symmetra. He jumps in, and now he puts down the shield immediately. Went for the... does take out the sentries, but isn't able to get any picks quite yet. Going for Bruja and Symmetra if he can. Does take out Harambe in the background there. Very well done. It looks like that's going to be means for Resmi to push.
And looks like TLMO is still trying to find a play in the background here, diving right onto Mercy and vanishing together. That's a really big pick. He also takes out Torbjorn as well, and the turret's not going to get repaired anytime soon. And Resmiana is going to be taking that point on the back of TLMO and Burrito.
TLMO just did some huge work there, getting a double kill and really securing the point for his team. And now he's going to actually fall back here and get very far ahead and try to do the same thing as well. Sloth and him are already engaging in this Reinhardt far in the back of the point. But they're going to have to fall back a little bit and actually get to the point with their team.
Yeah, they're trying to be up here, trying to take some space on Ratherbe and Stardew, but it's going to be really hard to take out the D.Va on that high ground. As well as Liquid Box did switch on the McCree just to take said TLMO, which just did get taken out. So good swap there by Liquid Box, but Scotty knows does manage to find them and take note as well, and they are going to be pushing on through.
We have a rocket barrage coming out of Sloth there, but Sloth does get taken down immediately. Does actually get Bruja out of her mech though. That's a nice pick, but it's not gonna be enough. We do have the res coming out there, single res on Harambe, but that's gonna mean they can defend very well here because Reinhardt is an essential part of this defense. He's gonna come in here, does have a Discord orb on him, and ooh, with that Discord orb, he just took too much damage and gets taken out very quickly there. Bruja on D.Va once again does get taken out as well. These Discord orbs are doing a lot of work, man, and they are able to single out exactly who they need to do and keep this cart moving.
It looks like Burrito is still going off, getting 3 with that tactical advisor, and Resmiana is going to take a lot of space here. That was a really good play for Resmiana, that nice forward play. Ratherbe and Stardew wasn't really expecting it, and they did have Liquid Box covering the alley against TLMO's flanks, but I think he kind of just stopped looking at that, and then as a result, the other heroes on Resmiana, whether it be TLMO or Scotty Knows, just cleaned up with that forward offense and playing that alley really well. So great job on them for playing the position.
Yeah, Resmi's actually doing just a really good job of getting the dives that they need to get. They're coming in here and really just putting out the damage on single people, but those single people are falling extremely quickly. We do have Scotty once again coming in, trying to really just tick off this Reinhardt if he can, but really doing a great job of just pushing the car forward. Reinhardt does come in on the point now. He's actually got a monkey behind him, but is not gonna get get taken out there very quickly. There does get booped away from his mercy, and that's gonna mean the heals are off and he's gonna get taken down. Burrito doing a lot of work, takes down McCree and participating in that Reinhardt, but that's when the res comes in. That's gonna be more defense for the team. Reinhardt actually got res in the background there too, and he's gonna hammer it down and gonna get a really good kill, a really good kill on Scotty there.
And Bry covers his whole team with Sound Barrier, and it's going to stop that Earth Shatter from any effectiveness here. It looks like Harumbi charging in. Actually, does manage to get Burrito, and he's up against Resmi Ana. He's trying to take them back. And it looks like his team's a little bit back, but now they're finally on the payload. You know, we have Dragon Blade onto the point, Sloth trying to take him out, but gets Transcendence instantly, and Harumbi just swats him out of the sky. A really good Transcendence there. On the side, I'd rather be on Stardew. We have Harumbi charging in, trying to get the supports, but the pipe managed to actually stop his push, and meanwhile they are going to be defending on the side of rather be on Stardew.
It looks like Rez is going to have to fall back and get their act together just a little bit there, but they're doing a great job of really pushing. They got plenty of time. They got 4 minutes to push the cart all the way, and so they got plenty of time to regroup, get back together, and figure out what they want to do.
Yeah, they have plenty of time, and I think the play here is you're going to have Scotty Nose jump right in, either with Counter Rage and Burrito just coming on Tactical Advisor, or they might just wait for Sloth to wait on the Dragon Blade, but it looks like they're going to not wait for Dragon Blade. He's going to dive right in regardless with Scotty Nose and Burrito on the Tactical Advisor.
Diva does come in and get a huge nerf, almost takes down Scotty, but he doesn't quite get the kills she was looking for as well. Does clear the point though, and so that's going to be a pretty big deal. Reinhardt does hammer down though, isn't quite able to get the kills, and actually gets taken down by Scotty. Once again, Diva gets taken down as well. It looks like McCree in the back tries to get his ult off, but does get killed in the end. That's going to be a huge wipe, and oh, there comes the res. Very nice res there for Team Stardew, and they're really going to have to... Oh, they're really going to take this and roll with it, because once again, Zenyatta comes out with his ult as well. Primary Rage is popped on Scotty. He's going to try to go and get the Mercy if he can. Possibly trying to get some damage, but isn't quite able to get the damage he needs. And really, this point's still going to be held by Team Stardew.
And that's really good for Resmiana, wiping them out even after the triple man res. And Rather be on Stardew is looking really bleak for them to take this point, but they do have Ringo almost Transcendence and Harumbi almost on the Earth Shatter, so they're going to try at least one more fight here to hold on to the point.
It looks like once again Ring Gold's going to come out here with his ult. That's going to stall the point for a good amount of time while his team regroups, and they have regrouped here very well. Hammer Down does come out. It looks like it's going to get Sloth and possibly get the Bry there on Lucio as well. Bry in the corner barely stays alive, and actually we have a tactical, or I thought I heard tactical advisor, not quite there. But it looks like once again Stardew is going to hold this defense just barely by a thread. Soldier as Burrito, or Burrito as Soldier coming in and do a lot of damage, as you can see.
You see Kilmo flying around, actually popping self-destruct in the middle of 3. The whole Rather be on Stardew has to be in the back. Looks like they have self-destruct right back at them, taking out 2! Both Winston and Zenyatta. Looks like we have Liquid Box does take out the mech and try to push up on them, but Rather be on Stardew is doing a really good job of defending here. And Harumbi, the previous fight, actually Earth Shattered the Dragon Blade out of the air, so really good job for him for stopping Resmiana's push on that Dragon Blade.
We actually have Harambe on the point, just dancing now while he waits for the other team to come, caressing his golden hammer as you do.
Oh, that's a great emote, by the way, with that golden hammer. That's a good choice of the emote.
So once again, we do have Stardew holding very well here, and Rez is going to have to find a way past this defense. We have Soldier and Reaper both going around the corner, along with their Reinhardt as well as a Lucio. So that's going to mean they have to fight in this huge room. Reinhardt does get taken down fairly quickly there. Harame goes down, but the Tranquility is popped for the defensive, or actually for the offensive team here.
Yeah, Resmiana popping that Transcendence. Not sure if they got too much value out of it, and as MJ and Harumbi still have Earth Shatter, and Liquid Box almost has Death Blossom, so now than ever they're going to need that Transcendence. But it looks like it doesn't matter. Resmiana does manage to take them all out anyway, and that's unfortunate, as Rather be on Stardew is holding on to 3 ults. So they tell me he doesn't get third time, but he does not. And unfortunately, they do not defend, and Resmiana does take the point.
In the end there, I thought Stardew was going to hold it a little better, but Resmiana took it very quickly there. It looks like we're going to go into overtime now.
Yeah, Resmiana did a really good job pushing on through there. I was a little bit worried since that Transcendence was kind of used prematurely, and Rather be on Stardew had like 3 ults waiting to be used, but it looks like it didn't matter. Resmiana just got those picks without them using their ults, so good job on them.
Ooh, Good round. What would you say were some of the key moments you saw in that last game?
That last game, for sure, the first point after I think Harumbe and Liquid Box got that nice Death Blossom and Earthshatter. That was really good for them to start off their snowball through the S corridor. As you saw that they kind of just pushed on through, and despite them swapping onto things like McCree and Diva, they managed to push on through the S corridor pretty easily for just using really good play from Pharah and Tracer. I think they defended really well. Resmiana did, especially when they came around and really stuffed all those ults with Graviton Surge and Rocket Barrage. But unfortunately, it was a little bit uncoordinated on the side of Radaby on Stardew, and they managed to fall on through, even despite holding on to 3 ults.
Take a look. We actually have May coming out from MJQ, so that's going to be an interesting pick on the defense, along with the Liquid Box as well on Bastion. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this composition comes together. What do you think about this composition there, Feeny?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good composition, especially since we saw last time they were kind of trying to run it, but it wasn't really working out for Gibraltar. But now, since we have King's Row here, I think it's going to be a lot better for May since they can hold it off. But I think they spoke too soon as Kagaku takes MJ instantly, and Resmiana's going to push on through from that pick.
I mean that Scotty jumps in very quickly here, does take down the Mercy as well, going for the Diva if he can. Possibly take out the Diva. Yes, he does. That's going to be a very nice sweep for Team Res here, and that's going to mean that they can take this point.
Yeah, that was a really quick pick on MJ. I think he was just a little bit caught out. I think he was looking for a wall, but he pushed up way too far, and then as a result, he's got picked off really fast, especially with Kagaku putting a Discord on him. So it's really unfortunate to see that MJ didn't get to use May to her full potential in the first point. But it looks like he's going to be still running it onto this corridor, which is still pretty good, but not as effective as the first point.
We do have Sloth coming in and already peppering the enemy team just very quickly there. Resmi's pushing this cart pretty well, but we are going to start seeing some friction coming in from Team Stardew on the point now. We are actually seeing the teams come together now. Winston's going to hop in here and try to put down his shield as best he can just to get a little more defense for his team, but it looks like he's going to hop in here and try to get the Diva. Does have to fall back very quickly. That was a lot of damage. Ooh, but Harame goes down prematurely for the defense. May might go down here very quickly as well. Mercy goes down and Soldier go down. May in the corner getting taken down by Winston. That's going to be MJ down as well. Once again, this roll just keeps going, man.
Radaby and Stardew is kind of panicking a little bit. They almost had ults, and it looks like we have Wrinkle popping Transcendence as well. That's going to hurt them as well in the long run. They were holding on to like 2 or 3 ults, and 2 of them almost had the ults, but unfortunately they kind of panicked and tried to fight on through. And while we do have a 2-man res here, we still have Resmiana still pushing on through the checkpoint. It's going to be really hard for Radaby and Stardew to push in without all those ults.
Scotty knows does pop his ult, but he's going to get hammered down and then charged very quickly, but Zenyatta's going to pop his ult on the point and keep the rest of his team alive. Burrito coming in here trying to do a fight against Zenyatta, but has to fall back simply because of that Discord orb on him. But it does look like Team Res is going to have it.
Radaby and Stardew is really staggered right now, as you can see. Like, they're kind of just pushing on through. One of them are dying, one of them are not. And some of them have ults, some of them don't. And it's really hard for them to regroup. As you see here, Liquid Box getting taken out, looking for a play as well. Resmiana's got to keep pushing on through.
It looks like Sloth comes in here with her ult, but immediately gets eaten up there by Bruja. And Bruja's actually going to pop her ult on the point as well. Does get 2 kills, very well done there by Bruja, but the cart is still being pushed. Sloth and TLMO on the cart doing a great job of just making sure that the cart always has somebody touching it. Zenyatta doing a great job of staying alive as well. Reinhardt in the background finally cleans up. Diva, TLMO is really the only one left, and she's going to go into her baby form. Pops her up, but it's not going to quite get anybody yet, and she's going to have to fall back here. Actually, the beat is dropped on the Soldier for Team Resmi, so Resmi's gonna get a little bit more of a push in here with only 3 people. They're actually getting pretty far. Mercy does go down. Bruja might go down here in a second as well. And slowly but surely, Resmi's actually pulling it back together and coming back on the point. MJ does pop his ult, and he's gonna try to do a little bit of damage, but does get taken out very quickly here. And somehow, some way, they're getting this push in until Liquid Box comes in, gets a huge 4K on the point.
Wow, and Resmiana did a really good job there. That's gotta hurt for Radaby and Stardew, especially after losing a lot of ground for pretty much not being like on the same page, and they lost 2 points there. And you know, ults are going down back and forth. They're looking really desperate there towards the end, especially when they're getting really close to the last checkpoint. So it's gonna hurt for Radaby and Stardew's morale for just having almost taken them down like a couple of times, but they just weren't coordinated enough to close it out.
I actually saw Liquid Box on that. At the very end, they did a great job of holding that defense, but they needed to hold that defense the entire time there. Liquid Box did get it in the end, get what looked like a 3 or 4K, but it really wasn't enough because they'd already lost 2 points. So they are going to have to take 2 points, if not 3, or well, they have to take 2 points and then some in order to bring this back.
Yeah, I hope they do because they did have the tools to come back there, but unfortunately the nerves just got to them. But they managed to regroup and have their composure back, and then just use their ults as they were doing the past 2 rounds. I think they can do it. Looks like we have Resmi on a side. We have TLMO running that Diva. I think it's going to be pretty much a counter for Reaper, as they know that Liquid Box is going to be running that Reaper, as he has been running the past 2 games. TLMO managed to just put Defense Matrix on top of everything he does, then Liquid Box is going to have to swap.
The gates are open, guys. We do have Resmi defending and Stardew attacking on the point. It looks like Stardew right away is going to come into this movie theater on the side here. Looks like they're actually going to go up the stairs.